evening, everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. Welcome into On the Hunt this evening, where we have a fantastic show lined up for y'all. We have a brand new guest to the Cryptid Hunters channel tonight. We have Jerry Brandenburg here in the studio with me tonight. And my goodness, y'all, you are in for a treat. Y'all know, y'all trust me now. Y'all know when I say you're in for the treat, we're in for a treat. Okay, tonight, Jerry is out of California, out of Socal, as we like to say. I think Bigfoot Dwarf's in the chat. He's from down that area, and kind of. But we are going to be getting into his encounters with Bigfoot and some Dogman encounters and even some reptilian creatures and some other things that he has encountered since he was young. And he's got some pictures. We may even have some videos and stuff. We're gonna look into some of this stuff tonight, but more importantly, we're just gonna hear his encounters, y'all. I cannot wait to have Jerry up here. We're gonna call him Scary Jerry. Okay, y'all can find him over on Scary Jerry over on Facebook. Okay, so but yeah, y'all definitely go over to Facebook. It's down here on the ticker. Give him a follow over there and buckle up, buttercups. We got another good one tonight. And so I cannot wait. All right, y'all. If y'all would like to check out my website and stuff, go over to my website, thecryptidhunters.com, and you can find all my shows, my calendar of events, everything is over there. And so y'all go check that out. Also, I have a Patreon and I have a shop over on Etsy if y'all want to support my work. Okay, thank y'all so much for all the support, and to all my Hunt Club members as well. Thank y'all so much for all of that, all that y'all do for me. I appreciate y'all. Okay, well, let's get into our show immediately. Okay, because on this episode, we have Southern California resident Jerry Brandenburg here to discuss his Bigfoot, Dogman, reptilian creatures, encounters, and more. While living in a home on a Pawnee reservation in Oklahoma, Jerry heard grunts and taps outside his bedroom window at night. After finding his dog deceased in a suspected retaliatory act from a Bigfoot, he moved out of state and blocked the encounters from his memory. Years later, in California, he encountered a hairless Bigfoot while fishing with his son. At least he might have been a Bigfoot. We're going to get into that tonight. And subsequent encounters with Bigfoot, Dogman, Orbs, and all this other stuff happened after he saw that, I think it was a 7-foot tall giant, like a naked man. Okay, golly, how many times have I had to talk about things that look like naked men, but are actually like cryptids and stuff? That comes up a lot. But he has acquired numerous videos and trail cam evidence, and he's learned a whole lot from all his encounters. And he's actually got a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight that are absolutely so important. And it's things that I've not heard anyone discuss before. And I am dying to get him up on the screen right now. Like I said, y'all go over to Scary Jerry Brandenburg on Facebook. And please help me welcome to the Cryptid Hunters channel for the first time, Scary Jerry.
Hello.
Hey, Jerry.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Hey.
Yep.
Thank you for being here.
Nice to be on your show, and thanks for asking me to come on and talk about my encounters.
Well, I couldn't wait to get you up here tonight. Seriously, it's an honor to have you here, actually, and I'm super happy. I love hearing people's real life encounters with stuff, and I feel like you might have been having some encounters since you were young. I mean, very young.
Yeah,
right?
Let me tell you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really wasn't paying attention to this stuff when I was coming up as a kid. And I think it was probably really trying to get my attention. But I remember the things that did happen where I didn't want to talk to it. I didn't want to know. I was all, nope, I don't want nothing to do with this at all. And so a couple things did happen while I was growing up. And it was when in about 2021 is when I said, hey, okay, you keep showing me different stuff. Just what is it you got to show me? And so that's when my whole world turned over right there, for sure. When I said, go ahead and show me. And they have, for real. So it's been,
you got what you asked for.
Right? Wild ride.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. So I was, it was where I grew up in a little town in Socal. It's a horse town. Everyone has horses, so everybody rides their horses around and in the river bottom and everything. So that probably tells you where it's at right there if people know about it. But I'm just about a block and a half away from a major river bottom that runs right through the town, and it runs right down to where my new location is, right? It runs right down to it, like 10 miles down. So this location where I'm seeing everything and taking pictures of everything is really only 10 miles away from me as the crow flies over the top of a big mountain. So I've been around this thing my whole life. Yeah. And but like I said, I didn't want nothing to do with it. And I was 19 years old and I moved out of there and I went to work for Brown and Root in Pawnee, Oklahoma. I rented a house on the Pawnee Indian Reservation. Really cool place. But out on the highway where there was no neighbors, it was just a big old country house, 3 feet off the ground on a couple acres right on the highway, and just wheat fields everywhere. And it was pretty scary. I was 19 years old, but I could handle it. And so the next thing you know, late at night, I would be getting taps on my window right next to my bed. You know how you cram your bed right in between those two windows, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the nightstand right there, and there's the window where I would hear tap, 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 tap on it, and it woke me up, and I would get up, and I would hear grunting on the other side of it, like that big grunt, scary as heck. And I would stand there, I would get out of bed, and I would stand there, and I would hold those curtains, and I would just go, I'm going to open them. But I didn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Oh God. I mean,
Yeah.
some people, okay, there's like different responses people have to that, right? It's like some people will like grab a firearm, run outside and start blasting, right? Some people will just, I'm a proponent of blinds and curtains. Okay, like that, locking my windows, locking my doors, blinds and curtains. Blinds first, curtains over them. Okay,
Yeah.
outlets like that. But you weren't expecting that to happen, right? It was just, man.
No, it was super scary because I was out there by myself and I didn't know what to do. So I went and bought a 22 rifle. Like that wasn't gonna really do nothing to what I was probably hearing. That's all the money I had, So I got me a 22 rifle, and then being a dumb punk 19-year-old kid, nothing to do, I start killing everything that's around there. I'm killing the armadillos. I'm killing whatever I could find. I would kill it, and. Yeah, it was dumb. I didn't do it again after I left there. And when I was 19, I never did that again. I never just went off and willy-nilly shooting things. Yeah, I'm against that.
Well, we all do silly stuff when we're young.
Yeah, for no reason.
You're breaking in that rifle. I know.
Yeah, right. But I heard something told me to stop doing it, and it wasn't joking. It said, I heard it plain as clear: stop shooting the animals, just like that. I was like, whoa. I don't know what that is, and even though I didn't know Bigfoot or think Bigfoot, it was coming at me. I'm a Bigfoot, like that, So I was getting that feeling of what it was, and I was scared as heck. I didn't want to do nothing with it, and so I was going to church at that time in my life. I was learning about God, and I found this church too, and I was there all the time. I was out there by myself, and so. I shot something else. I shot one more thing, and it was big. It was climbed up on my fence, behind my house, and it looked like a raccoon, but opposite colors of a raccoon. It's brown and gray instead of, brown and black instead of the gray and black, like a raccoon, and a little bit bigger. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Is that what a
honey badger?
Wolverine? Maybe? Do they look like that?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty big. I shot it and I killed it and I threw it out there. Discarded out in the field out there, and I went to church and I came home and I had this really nice coon dog, hunting dog. She couldn't get out of her pen, no way could she get out, and she's dead on the highway right there. Her head caved in.
Oh no! Like something bashed it in the head or not run over. Like
I didn't think it looked like it was run over. It looked like it was hit, grabbed it and hit it on the street. It wasn't smashed. It wasn't like smashed like a tire. It was like, but still, anything could happen out there, right? No matter how, you don't know how it got hit. But I didn't see it. But I had that feeling like, oh, you messed up big time, But these are all feelings. Okay, these are all just feelings. I really didn't see it or anything. And so I got me another job with that same company, Brown and Root. And I went down to East Texas, down Beaumont. That's a crazy area too, right?
Is it?
Yeah, in Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
Port Arthur, Orange. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Lots of cryptids out there.
Mhm.
Werewolf, you name it.
Yeah.
Bigfoot,
But
vampires.
I didn't want nothing to do with it at all. So I was 19 still, and so I was down there for 6 months, and then I didn't even go back to that house. I had someone move me out of that house while I was gone, move me up into a different Adair, Oklahoma. That's another place where they see Sasquatches in Adair, all
Well,
over. But
you lived okay. So in Oklahoma, you lived on the Pawnee reservation, correct?
yeah, for over a year.
Wow. I wonder if that had anything to do with the Bigfoot being there.
Yeah, well, when you look at the Google Earth right now, I've looked at Google Earth and I found that house and I've looked around there, and it's so it could happen. It could happen. Right? We know they're alive. We know they're there. They can totally easily have gotten there and got to me and told me to quit doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking with God a lot too. Could have been God too.
Mm-hmm. Could have been.
But,
Pop says that in Oklahoma, but that thing that you shot was that in where was that at? That wasn't Oklahoma, right?
yeah, it was in Pawnee, Oklahoma.
He said it would have been a badger. That's what Pops lives in Oklahoma, so he thinks
Okay.
I a honey badger.
There you go. Well, I'm a Southern
Yeah.
California country boy, so I didn't know.
Well, I've never seen one. Listen, I've been called a honey badger before. Okay, so
Okay.
that's my spirit animal, Jerry.
That's a badass animal. That's the roughest, toughest animal on the planet, I hear.
Oh, man.
Honey
Another
badger.
one.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. But
So I grew up riding rodeo. I grew up riding horses, and we had horses, and we rode rodeo. We roped and rode, in the junior rodeo, steer riding until we moved up into the bull riding and everything. I grew up like that. And so I was always around big animals. And I think this might help too, being around big animals. Because, there's some people that if a little dog even runs up to them, they can't even handle a little dog.
yeah.
So how would you handle a Sasquatch?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I used to work with the Budweiser Clydesdales at Santa Anita when I went back to California. I got a job with the Budweiser Clydesdales, and those big animals. That maybe it helps. I don't know if it helps or not, but I hear a lot of people that horse people, and they have Sasquatches around them. They braid their manes, right, and they braid their tails and stuff.
Oh yeah. That's a rabbit hole to go down right there.
Yeah, on them horses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think fear too. I think fear has something to do with it too, where they try to connect with you too, because I got tested a lot. I was always being tested, and bull riding is a tough thing to do. And I was a structural steel iron worker where I climbed columns and I hung iron beams, and I took out big cranes and picked up a lot of heavy stuff and skydive a little bit. I think it's just it's a test, a fear test. Because if they pop. Right, 100%. If they pop out in front of you, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, you gotta have your mind straight. And before the show, I was telling you, I was like, well, I don't really go a lot of places I don't take a lot of people with me because can be kind of dangerous. And I'm not listen, I love everybody, all my friends and stuff, but you really have to have the right mindset to be able to come face to face potentially with a dogman or a Bigfoot on purpose, like you're looking for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's really, I told you before the show too, I was like, I don't know how I'm still alive. I think I've died several times. Okay. Already. I've made some crazy decisions in my life. I had a lot of fun. Okay.
Yeah.
But, it's almost like that it's been a conditioning process for me to have no fear. Unfortunately, that's what it is. It's fortunate and unfortunate. You
do have to condition yourself for no fear, because we all have it. And are you going to get through it or not? Are you going to get tested and pass the test? You can. Everybody can. Push. Push. Yeah. And so I blocked that out. All that stuff in Oklahoma, I blocked it out, and then I came back to California. And in 2004, my son was 9, and it was just me and him all the time. His mom died when he was born, so I kept him, and he stayed with me by my side nonstop. And we stayed in the bull riding for about 4 years until I broke my leg. But then we got out of that when he was 4. I kept him away from it.
Was he bull riding? Did you have him bull riding?
No, I didn't want him bull riding.
I was imagining a little kid on a goat getting bugged around.
I got young boys again, and I'm not going to let them ride bulls either.
Yeah.
Roping is good. Roping and riding horses is fun. And being a cowboy is fun.
Oh yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
my dad had us driving race cars when my brother started when he was 5 or 4, and I was doing it when I was a teenager and stuff. Like that is so dangerous stuff we were
That's
doing.
gutsy too. That's gutsy. Yeah, I like the motocross. The guys that do all the freestyle jumping. I think that's the craziest stuff
It is.
they do. But so we're on the boat and we're coming up to where the water leaves the lake there at Silverwood Lake. It's on the 15 freeway going up to Victorville, Hesperia, and where the water leaves the lake there, it's about picture 5 lanes thick of a highway. It's about that wide.
Mhm.
And I look up and I see this naked man, but he's big. I always say picture Shaquille O'Neal, right?
Oh God.
Running across there.
Get the visual, everybody. A naked
Yeah, get the
Shaquille.
visual.
Okay.
But it looked up at me. It was in the middle, and it looked up at me, and he stood up, and it just kept standing up, and then I was like, "Wow, man, this thing's big and naked." And then, but he made that turn, where he like the Patty film does. He makes that turn with his leg and his whole body, and it swings his arm, and turned his hips and stuff. So I really couldn't tell exactly what he was, other than I didn't see no breasts. I remember that, and it was big. So I kept thinking it was a male. Whatever, it was just a man. I just thought it was a man, and it was hairless. I guess it was hairless, and so it just was walking the whole way, looking at me the whole time. As it was walking away, it was probably about 200 yards away, like 2 football fields away. And I was turning the boat the whole time, just looking over my shoulder at it, just trying to get it away from it, and kept thinking, wow, why would a 7 foot taller naked man be right there? That's where all the kids camp, and all the kids are running around there, and all the campgrounds all right there, and that would be really bad, and I think Sasquatch makes more sense.
Oh, I don't know. He could have been European or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, so I didn't pay.
I don't know.
I just put it away, right? I just put it away and didn't think nothing of it. And then it was probably almost 10 years later, I was at a girls softball game, and some guy was in the stands, and he was from, I guess he lived around Lake Shasta, and he was fishing on Lake Shasta. He said, and he had his fish hanging up right there on his hanger, and through the tree come a Bigfoot, and he said it was hairless. He said it was dang sure a Bigfoot. And I'm just sitting there going, okay, tell me your story. And he said he came through there and he was pointing at the fish and he was grunting, I want the fish, and he goes, you want this fish here? Take him and go. So as he took him, and as he walked away, he opened the weeds or the trees, and he said he saw a female there and the little ones. He said, and they were hairless.
They were all hairless?
Hairless, the whole family. Definitely, he said they were Sasquatches. And I'm just thinking, okay.
Huh. Now this all happened. That happened in Utah, correct? So that's like where that guy saw it, and yours happened in California.
Yeah,
or no, that was California.
Okay. Mine happened in Socal. So he was a Mormon.
Really, I actually have not heard a whole lot of encounters with hairless Bigfoots before, but it's so weird because every time I do I try to make like AI art for my shows and stuff, and AI always wants to make Bigfoot hairless all the time, and I'm like, what is it? But that would make sense. I mean, because not all humans have a lot of hair on their bodies. We're all different.
I mean, it could be a genetic. It could be in the genes, right? It could be something mange or something. I don't know. Probably in the genes. I would probably think it was in their genes.
Alopecia. Was that what that's called? Alopecia? Is that where you lose your hair and stuff? I think.
Sounds about. You're close. You're super close.
Something like that. Or maybe that's fungus. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Okay.
Yeah, me neither. And so then, so I just put it away again, thinking, every once in a while I would think about them and Big Joe, whatever. So that would have been close to, I said 10 years. It probably wasn't 10 years because in 04 is when I saw the hairless one. And in 2021 is when I was, I guess it could have been around 2014. And then in 2021 is when I saw the Bigfoot print in Carlsbad. And so I'm a building inspector.
Oh, wait, I was gonna rewind just a little bit because Bruce Brown. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Bruce Brown, what's up, Bruce? Bruce says Utah is known for hairless Bigfoot.
No way.
I didn't know that.
For real? Is he joking? Is he asking if he's joking?
I'm sure he's serious. Bruce don't joke that much. Okay, he's serious.
I like that. I like that. I
Yeah,
could put that down in my documentation. And
yeah.
I've heard about it one more time about a hairless Bigfoot, but
Wow.
so
Well, definitely on my list.
yeah, so in 2021, like I told you, is when I said, okay, let's see what's going on, because I was in Carlsbad, California. I'm a building inspector. And so whenever they build these big buildings, they build on land that's never been touched before. Usually always untouched land. A lot of times it's close to a mountain or whatever. And down there in San Diego, the military fenced off, they fenced off everything. They take everything, all that land out there. So much land the military has. And yeah, so I looked down on the ground. I was sitting in my truck with the door open, and I'm looking on the ground, and I go, "What is this?" And I get down there, and it's on. I didn't send it to you. I sent it, but it's on my Facebook page, and it's a Bigfoot, and you can see it clearly, all 5 toes, and it was on hard pack too. You know, it wasn't soft mud or nothing. It was gravel DG over here. We throw down DG and they roll over it. It's so hard. I don't even see how I saw it, because it was such hard dirt. So he had to have been heavy.
What is D? Is that like dirt gravel or something?
It's something gravel. What is it? Degenerated gravel or something like that. Ground up gravel. Yeah, DG. They call it DG. They put it on everything in its base, and then they smash it and they put a road over it.
Okay.
So under the road. And so that's when I started right then going, okay, I'll bite. Show me what you got, right? Show me what this is. And because I was looking out over that land, and this looks weird. There was a little rock structure out there, and excuse me, and I thought it was it looked like a mini Stonehenge. And there was some rocks around it that looked like degenerated statues out there when I was looking out over the fence, right? And even the owner of that whole property, we were up on the 3rd floor of that building one day looking out there, and she says, "That looks like a mini Stonehenge." That's what I said.
Listen, that's what I talk about on my shows all the time, is like the true history of this land, like of the United States of America, what we are today. We have been lied to. There's been so many cover-ups, and it's just really wild. Our real true ancient history here is not what we're told. I don't believe.
No, there's the history's wrong. It's so wrong. I that's why I homeschool my kids, because history's wrong.
You're smart.
They ain't gonna tell them the right stuff. They're gonna get it from me.
My son gets in trouble all the time. Well, not all. I'm not gonna say he gets in trouble all the time in school, but he questions everything, just like me. And he has the alternative history courses at home. And then I send him off to public school, so that's a bad mix right there.
Right.
Or a good one. Yeah.
Right. So then the same company, they're a big contractor. They got me on a few jobs, and so the next job they had was in Agora Hills, and it's going at the same time. In Agora Hills, California, is off the 101 freeway, starting to go up north, and it's a big, tall hill, and it's right next to the freeway. And then on the other side of the freeway, right there, we were building a big, humongous slab, 300 trucks, for a slab. And so I go there for the rebar check the day before, and I get there, and I'm stuck on this mountain. I can't quit looking at the top of this big mountain, and I'm staring at it, and they're going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it." We go, "There's something up there." And they go, "There's nothing up there. Knock it off." I go, "No, there's something up there." And so I went down to Big 5 was the next exit up, and I bought a telescope and binoculars, anything I could find. And I came back to the job, and I had the telescope sitting up on my hood of my truck, and I'm scoping out this mountain like crazy, and they're like, "Knock it off." And I'm like, "I'm okay, whatever." So the next day we came back, and then we're doing the concrete pour, and you could have this visual. Everyone's standing there looking at the concrete, and I'm the only one turned around looking at the hill.
You said you had a telescope? Like you straight up brought a big old telescope on a tripod out there.
I did. I bought a big telescope at Big 5.
That's great.
I had it zoomed in good, really good. I was zooming in stuff. I could have swore I saw a bobcat sitting up there, but I didn't see nothing else. But I was stuck. I mean, my head was just taken back by something. And so I left the job, and I went across the street, and there was a gas station on that same side as the hill going up. And I'm pumping my gas, and I'm just like leaning back, cocked over like that, and I'm looking up, straight up there like that, straight up. There's a big rock up there, and 2 images. I say they're juvenile Sasquatches, almost the size of me. Probably I call that juvenile. Oh, almost 6 foot. They're probably between 5 foot and close to 5 foot. Two of them, they're identical, and they walked right in front of their rock and stopped, and they were just like looking out over everything. And I'm just like going, no way, no way. And they're solid black from their feet to their head. You know, I wasn't right there carding them. Let me see your identification, you know, and see what you are. But that's what they looked like to me. And they were solid black. They didn't look like hikers. They didn't look like people jogging. And I looked at the Google Earth, and there's not really a trail right there up on top of that mountain. And so they stood in front of it, and they were twins. They could tell that whatever it was twins. Had to have been twins.
So there's twins in the Bigfoot world too. And my buddy here, Sovereign Cosmic Wildman, Sovereign says, I know exactly which mountain that he's talking about, and I can confirm they're there. He says.
Oh, really, Gory?
Yeah, he goes out and chases Bigfoot too. Okay.
That's what I like. I like this feedback. It's great.
Yeah.
And it helped.
Sometime. Yeah.
It helped. Yeah. And so I'm like, did I manifest two Bigfoots in my head? And then, so the next day, it's a good 100 miles away from our house. And I tell my wife, come on, we're going to this mountain and take a look. And so that's the first time I actually took a step out of my schedule anywhere to look for something.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. To go, and I'm wasting gas now looking for big feet.
Yeah. You're like, wait, you have crossed the threshold, Jerry.
Yeah, I did.
That's what happened. Yeah. And look where you are now. You're on the Cryptid Huntress channel.
Right. So I want to tell this. I mean, because I don't. Is it true? Is it not true? So I kept having this vision that I saw it, and I saw a big dad one with his hair, big old chest sticking out in his hair, about 3 or 4 inches, blowing in the wind, up at the top of that mountain, coming down like the sergeant with his chest out, like barking at his kids, like I do. Come on, get over. Hey, get over here. What are you doing? Stop. Get over here. And I can't say if I saw it or was put in my head, but I have it. I have a complete vision of it.
Well, we have confirmation right here from Sovereign again. He says, wow, there's actually been plenty of juvenile Sasquatches in the area he's currently talking about. Reports of juvenile monkey holding sticks and banging on walls at midnight.
Wow, really?
That
That's
area.
amazing. I have to find that. I'll have to look that up.
But I don't think monkeys are native to that area, are they? Just regular old monkeys?
No, there's no monkeys. There's no monkeys there. Yeah, and so I kept thinking to myself, what is it? Is it a portal? That's when I started thinking about portals. Because as you go along with this and you go along, it's all a story that's unfolding, and stuff comes to you if you can accept it. Right? At certain times you get the information you were looking for. At certain times, all of a sudden you're probably thinking about, oh man, I wonder if that's what it was. Yeah. That's a good point of view that way. So I kept thinking that it was this portal and they were coming in, but why use me? That maybe they needed another set of eyes at a different angle. Why, you know what I mean? To look and make sure everything was in the clear, and maybe they were using me.
Oh my gosh. So what you're saying is like, you're wondering if they were tapping into your consciousness and seeing through your eyes. Mm-hmm. Oh man, this is a whole brand new rabbit hole that we're going to take tonight. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Because that is, I mean, we talk about this in other, types of conversations. Was like, I mean, I hate to say it like this because it sounds like, people are like, oh, it's demons jumping from body to body. Well, it's just, and hear me out, y'all. Okay. It's like the movie Fallen, with Denzel Washington. And it's like, there's something that's like kind of able to get inside people's bodies and stuff, like their consciousness. Right. Well, here's what I do. Okay. I'm going to give it my angle on this because I personally am a remote viewer. And I've been trained in the military style of remote viewing. And when I'm given a set of blind coordinates and I find a person or a consciousness in the target that I'm doing, I do something called a deep mind probe. Mm-hmm. And I get into their head. And I'm able to see through their eyes. I'm able to do that. Okay. So there's a difference there. Okay. But I'm just kind of like putting it all out there on the table right now.
Is that what I'm doing? You think that's what I'm doing? Yeah. Because if I really relax, if I super relax, I did a lot of when I was wanting to be the best bull rider in the world. I went to a bunch of the schools, and Gary the Few bull riding school. He was a champion in the 70s, and he does all this positive thinking training. And we read all these books, and for the power of your subconscious mind and how to program your subconscious mind. and how to do all that stuff. So I did a lot of that training, and sometimes I'll sit and I can relax and I can see leaves and trees and a view. Yeah, right.
You're,
And
you're
it's
like,
right. It's right there.
You're so far ahead of the curve, Jerry. Like you're so far ahead of that because that's the kind of stuff that I've trained in to do stuff like that.
That's what that is.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's basically extra sensory perception training, ESP. And man, I'm so excited to talk to you about this. And,
so they can see through your eyes, and you can see but in return, it has to be a fair turnabout, right? You get to see through theirs.
Oh my God. That's interesting because like that's actually like on a whole other level. And that's kind of like something that it sounds like something my team would be interested in talking about. You know what I mean? Because we're out there communicating and learning how to hone in our telepathic skills and stuff like that. But this is on a whole other level. And I mean, who's to say that we haven't done all that? There's stuff that I don't talk about, publicly.
On
my shows and stuff. But it is like kind of doing a deep mind probe on some of the creatures that are out in the woods when we're out there. We're able to do that too.
Yeah.
So I just never talked about it. I didn't think it was ever going to come up. Okay. So
I'm just now really bringing it out because I feel comfortable here. And
thank you.
I'll tell it. And so then so that happened, and then so I live in Canyon Lake, California, and it's a gated community on a lake, and it's around Temecula. And but it's super close to this location too. Actually, the mountain range, it's really touching the same mountain range that these things are all down the range.
Really?
Right? So it's really touching the same range, but just a little bit farther down from where I grew up at, another 20 minutes or whatever. So it's on that same range. And so I'm at the park. There's like 13 little parks there on the lake, and I'm playing with my kids. And I look down and I see these prints, and I showed them. I sent them to you. You'll probably show them. And one looks like a footprint. It's about 15, 16 inches tall or long, I think. But the thing about it is, I didn't notice it then, because when I see something and I think something's happening, I can't tell what I'm looking at. I just start taking pictures of it, especially tracks, so I can go look at it later at home, because you have to think fast. When things happen, you got to think fast on this. What is it? What is it? Come on, tell me. Come on, brain, catch up. What am I doing? What am I looking at? And sometimes you can't. So I just take a bunch of pictures real quick. Probably look at it later.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to pull them up now. I'm not sure exactly which pictures are the prints, because you've got a bunch of pictures here. And I just kind of clicked on one. I don't know what.
I think those could be Dogman prints. They were on there. Yeah, that comes with a whole story and about 9 pictures where it drug a big log out from the bushes. And then
that one.
Yeah, look at that one. I've had some people say that's one of the best Dogman pictures they've seen.
It is a good one. I didn't mean to jump ahead like that. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, how about this? Okay, let's talk about those prints. We'll pull this back up in just a minute.
So It was framed. If you look at it now that you look at the picture, it's something took sticks and they framed both sides of it, the footprint, and then they went to like where the metatarsal break would be, and they X'd it, and that the 2 side ones are going through the sides of the X's as they come down, and they did it on top too. So something was playing with it, and they framed it like, look at this thing, look, right? And then if you look, there's a big bug in it, maybe like it stunk, maybe it smelled, and the bugs were crawling on it.
You've said something I've heard you say before. Is like, they leave clues for us to see if we'll pay attention, right? Tell me your philosophy on that. What is your theory on that?
Yeah, so I think they want to be seen, and it's probably the juveniles messing around with the humans, until they get caught by the adult, knock that off. I think they want to be seen, because I think they are another set of humans, like in the Bible, the story of Jacob and Esau. I believe that's where they really come from, and it says in there that they're God's forbidden people. Esau was born full of red hair. It says it in the Bible. He's born full of red hair. He ate deer. He was strong. He ran around the wood all the time. And then Jacob was always with the mom in the tent, and then the mom helped Jacob steal Esau's birthright for a bowl of lentils. It's all in there. It's all there.
I mean, some people do believe they are they are descended from the Nephilim, and they are descended from Esau. So
yeah,
it's a possibility. It's definitely a theory.
I think so. That's what I think anyway. But because there's a little, there's a background, there's evidence there. But who knows? We don't know. We don't know. And so I took pictures of these prints, and I started looking around again, right? And I'm looking around like, what's here? What's here? And I think that's when they saw you. That's when they seen me. Well, they will see you, right? And then so right after that, I was at home, and I came outside of my house. I had a headache. I woke up, and I come outside, and in the back of my truck was sitting there and had been sitting there for about 5 days. I hadn't moved it. And there was that corn in the back of my truck, and they had taken a fishing pole, a fold-up chair, and I think my fishing bag, and they made a triangle. So they made a perfect triangle in the back of my truck, and then that corn was sitting in there almost in a presentation, like form, like, look at me, okay, we're giving this to you. And my wife don't buy corn like that. She cooks for me every day. She doesn't buy corn that way. We never pull a husk off corn, never. And being in that gated community, nobody ever walked up to our house. So no one came up and threw a piece of corn in the back of my truck.
That's wild. Just a random piece of corn, and you got an intuitive hit on this corn.
Yeah.
What was the message you got?
So my wife, she goes, hey, they're trying to see if you trust them. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I got all these kids, and I don't know if I eat this corn and something's wrong with it. So I froze it. I put it in the freezer and I froze it. And I thought about it, for about 3 weeks. And I go, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat this corn. And I went home and I boiled it and I ate about half of it. Yeah. And it was good. It was good. And I was just laughing and going, whatever, that's ridiculous. And so I was recovering from a back operation. I was home a lot watching YouTube. And then I see this, this is like in October 2024. And I see this thing on TV. It says Sasquatches are in this area. And I'm like, what? That's just 10 miles away, man. That's just pretty much where we grew up. And I drove on the freeway. There's a freeway on this side of the mountain. I drove on it for 35 years, back and forth to work. Just on the other side of the mountain are all these caves, thousands of caves, and all this stuff. It's just right there. And and so I go, well, that's just right there. And the guys all, no, we go in there for the ghost stuff because I guess a school bus had fallen off the cliff in the 70s and killed 13 kids in there in this canyon. And then a bunch of Indians had gotten killed in there in the 1800s, and then some frontiermen got killed in there. And then 100 years ago, the owners of the lands were fighting each other and shooting each other in there. So there's been a lot of deaths in there, a lot of death. So everyone goes in there with those EMF readers, and they talk to the ghosts, which I got a lot of pictures of ghosts. I just didn't send them to you from in there.
They're stirring things up in there. That's what they're doing. Folks in there stirring up all the spirits.
And then the guy goes, oh yeah, but by the way, there's Sasquatches all over the place. Yeah, I've seen a white one, I've seen a black one, I've seen a red one, I've seen a brown one. I go in there and they're there. And he goes, I left for a while and I came back and I go back in there and we see him again. He said, there's Sasquatches in there. So I tell my wife and my kids, I go, come on, we're going. We're going to go hiking. And so we go over there the next week, and I got an ice chest and I filled it full of goodies. I watch the shows, and I hear about the gifting and stuff like that, and I know about big animals and stuff, and my whole life about animals. And so when we go in there, I got this ice chest and I roll it and it's all loud, dot, 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 really super loud, right? And I always, when we go in there, I make these certain hand signals. I point and I go like that and I do a little, we're going to eat, right? And I go over there. And I take it out and I go down a mile and I turn and we go up another mile and a half, and I have these certain spots where I leave the stuff. And as we come back, that's when I get a lot of the different pictures when we're coming back, I think. Yeah, because they're trying to get the stuff.
That's wild, because there's this one spot that I like to go to, and I like to go hiking at, and I'll take my dog out there sometimes, and it's old like Creek Indian territory, okay, and it's right on the river, Chattahoochee, and it's beautiful out there, right? But but you get real deep in there, some of these trails, and it's a little spooky. And for whatever reason, I'm always inclined to like put my hand up. And it's almost like a show of like, look, you see all my fingers, I'm cool, like I'm not here to hurt anybody, but I always put my hand up. It's like it's the same spot every time. It's like I feel like I need to put my hand up to show that I'm cool, like I'm cool, I'm not here to hurt y'all. And and it's like, hey. And it's just weird. I just notice every time I go there, I do the same thing.
Right.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I know they're probably pulling the vibe off you. They know who you are. They already know who you are. You know that. They know.
All the Bigfoots know me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I know you're a lot farther than this than I am. And
I don't know. You sound like you're.
I just got lucky.
I'm even on right there. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I got lucky. So when you go to this place, there's fencing on both sides the whole way that we're hiking. Look, good 3 miles, and then some of the places there's electric fencing up, and you start getting the feeling like, man, what's going to happen? Like, am I in the aquarium? That's what you feel like. You feel like you're the one that's in the aquarium, and things are looking in on you. And then a lot of it has a sheer cliff on one side that goes up, and a 30-foot gully on the other side going down.
Really? That's wild. So barbed wire fence, you're kind of caged in a little bit, and you feel like you're in a fishbowl. Everybody's looking at you. Yeah, I know exactly what you feel like, and what that feeling is. Yeah.
I mean, you can ride back up. You can ride electric bikes up there for 8 miles if you want, and it's open 24 hours a day. You can go in there 24 hours a day. They don't close it.
Are there a lot of people out there, though? A lot of people go?
They go in there. A lot of people go in there hiking and riding bikes, and I think they're just oblivious to everything. I think that's why these things wear masks and they come up to the fence. But that's another story. I'll get to it. I'll get to that.
Oh yeah. Well, and also too, I was talking to my buddy Dave last night, Dave Scott or Space Out Radio, and he told me that we were talking about how I know for certain that not everybody can see what I see. And I've had examples of that in real time throughout my life of like orbs and just different things that I've seen, and the person standing right next to me could not see it except for through their phone, their camera. You know what I mean? So these things only show themselves to people they want to see them, I believe. I
believe in that.
And I think you are the lucky person that gets it. It's not just that you're lucky, you're psychically tuned into this stuff. That's what it is. You're on a different frequency because you've been honing in on your ESP skills since you were young. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
I'm a twin.
You're a twin?
I'm a twin, and my twin is a feral person.
Is a what?
Feral person.
Really?
He lives outside. I have a company and I do good and everything, and my twin, he just lives outside.
You mean like as an outdoorsman, or just like
he lives outside like a person?
Oh, okay.
It's always has. I don't know. He just has.
Well, there's something to be said about that. It sounds like it's wild and free. I wouldn't mind that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him, but I know what he does. And
do you think you saw the twin Bigfoots? You saw the twin Bigfoot?
Yeah, I did see. They were twins. They were definitely twins. I could tell. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then so the first time we go back there, like we were leaving stuff, and we go back there. My kids were, my new little boys. He's 6, another one 7, and they're 2 years older now. But so that they're going to go as far as they can go. And so we go back there, and as we're coming back, I look over my shoulder, and I look over the fence, and there's just one spot where there's a clear pasture on the other side of the fence. Everything else, there's no clear pastures the whole way. Nothing. There's bushes, a ravine. There's a sheer wall going straight up. But there's this one part where it's a pasture. I look over my left shoulder, and I see this thing running in a black blur.
Oh.
Going so fast. Yeah, and it was about almost 4 foot tall, and it ran for like 20 feet and disappeared. And I saw him with both my eyes. I turned around and was looking at it. It was boom, like that. And I don't know what I saw. I'm trying to explain it to my wife. I go, I don't know what it is. I was trying to think about all the animals it could be. Didn't come up with nothing. And so I went back and I watched the show again. I was watching the show that guy had, and he says that. He says, I saw a black blur running in there, and it stopped before it got to the fence, and it was a juvenile Sasquatch, and then it jumped the fence and took off. He says that in the show I was watching, which I didn't remember, when we were in there, that he even said that. But now I know about it.
Some of my friends up in North Carolina, David, I don't know if David Pardue and Ed Peters are in the chat tonight, but David's got a video. I don't know, it was maybe Terry Wendell was there too, but they had a video of a blur. I mean, it was on thermal, but you can see something darting from tree to tree, and it's just a blur, Jerry. It's
They say
it's
that.
just a blur, and they have it on video. Yeah, it's weird.
And a lot of people say that happens. They can move that fast. They can boogie that quick. So then, of course, I'm scared. I got my kids. You know, this thing can grab my kid and take off before I can even do anything about it.
You know what? Let me take a quick commercial break real quick, because I want to thank the audience. We have a couple of super stickers tonight from some of the audience members. Thank y'all so much for your support. Michigan Sandman, thank you so much for that super sticker. I appreciate you being here tonight. And also, Firewater by Design, thank you so much for that. She says, Vienna Research Fund. I said, how do you say Vienna sausage, Jerry? That's always a question I ask all my guests. How do you say Vienna?
Vienna. I say Vienna sausage.
Oh, man. See, you ain't from the South like the rest
No,
of us.
South
We say
California.
it funny. Yeah. We say it funny down here. I say Vienna.
I like the accents, Mom. I've never had an accent, and I like all the Southern accents. It's got like country music. I listen to rock too and heavy metal, but I like country music, and everybody with the accent's got a good country voice. You know, we don't got one here in SoCal.
I tell you what, I used to cover my accent up. Now I don't. It's not as Southern as it could be. Wait till I get around my dad tomorrow. It's going to be real country, y'all.
I've never been to Georgia. That's one state I'd like to check out.
Well, you have an open invite to come Bigfooting with me over here. I'll take you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go. Next year, I'm going to get around a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Get around a lot,
bring the kids. Bring the kids. Bring your wife. Bring everybody.
They're all into it. Me and my wife heard this, and my kids, they heard the samurai chatter so loud in there. One night, we stayed in there till it got dark, and we all had headlights on. And we're okay. We're going to stay back here till it gets dark. And we did, and then all of a sudden, we kept hearing peacocks behind us, caw, caw, caw. And I was videotaping it with my wife's phone because mine already died. And then it would do it again, it would get closer, and then it would do it again, it was closer. I go, whatever, it's coming at us. And then her phone died, and then right then you hear the samurai chatter. It sounded like two Asian women were arguing, really loud, super loud. And I was thinking I knew what it was. I'm telling my wife, that's them talking. My kid, and like, let's get out of here. And we got to the trailhead, and there was no other cars there. Our only car was there, and where the noise was coming from, there couldn't have possibly been anybody over there.
Oh my God, two little ladies arguing back and forth in the middle of the woods. That is unlikely to be two women probably out there arguing in the middle of nowhere.
No, that was nobody. That was one was probably saying we're going to do something to him. The other one was probably saying don't. Don't do nothing to him.
He can hear us. Be quiet.
Yeah. So then I go, well, I got to go back, right? I drew a picture of it, what I think I saw, and I put it on Facebook. And so we went back a week later. Same thing. I'm pulling the ice chest full of stuff, and I'm leaving it out. It's vegetables and fruits and sometimes some frozen fish and stuff like that. Some good stuff. And we didn't see nothing, but I took a lot of pictures. And man, the 4 different crazy things I got from that second trip. There's the picture of the one I sent you. It looks like a gorilla on all 4s standing there. It's behind the electric fence. It's right on the trail. And I sent that one off to Duke with World Bigfoot Central, and MK was there with them. And I sent that to them, and they called me up and they go, "Hey, we're going to look at your picture tonight on TV and on YouTube." And so they had it on there, and they're saying, "It looks what he says it is." And they did a little black and white thing on it and everything. I don't do nothing fake. I don't got nothing fake. I wouldn't be messing around with fake stuff.
You have a lot of pictures here, so I'm not exactly. I know which one you're talking about, but I don't think this is the one. Is it?
No. See this one here? You see that little monkey face? Half of it.
Oh yeah. There's you have some really, really good pictures, actually. Yeah, of some of this stuff.
So this thing is in a trunk, a tree trunk laying there that's only about 36 inches big. So his little face, his head is probably only this big. Daryl Denton told me it was a
reptilian.
Elemental.
Elemental.
That's what he thinks it is. Yeah. This
Wow.
one here, there's a group of stuff there. And this was weird because this is a screenshot off the video. When we were walking in there, I was thinking that in around July, early July, this is a breeding place for them. And I was just thinking of when we go in there, straight in there, I think that whole hill, they're up there having a breeding because there's landmarkers and caves, like almost like hotels.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I used to breed horses and race horses in Oklahoma. Yeah, and so I worked on a breeding farm, and I could tell the vibe.
You can tell them, look, if this X is rocking, don't come and knocking.
I can feel the vibe. Yeah, so we were there like at noon, and I'm hearing caw caw caw, and it sounded weird. I'm telling my wife, I said, "Hey, I think that's them calling." She goes, "Yeah, they're trying to get you," and I go, "They're not trying to get me." And
a Bigfoot mating call.
it was just caw. I didn't download the whole video, but I will. I can send it to you. And so when we get up there, I take these pictures, and take a video. And then when I look at the video, you can see these little things in there. And there's the black one, the black one where you can see like its shoulders and you can see a face. It changes its face like 3 times, even where it shows like it has wing tattoos on each eye, like wings. So it almost looks like a witch. But it's got these black little puppies crawling on her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
With these weird ears, and it's all live. It's on the video, and when you slow the video down, you hear the last caw, and you see her mouth move like that.
Wow!
In the video.
Man,
yeah.
Cool.
And so it looks like there's semi-cloaked too, right? And it looks like there's a brown mama Sasquatch above her holding a little baby in her lap. I mean, I can't tell for sure. This is what this looks like to me when I go through it. And there might be a yearling at her foot. And then over here, down here in front of it, looks like an old Dogman. Right there. But the thing about it is, I sent you a picture of a drawing of a tree.
Okay, let's see.
Of a portal.
Wait, there's Indicate and Duke right there. That's when they were looking at your picture.
For sure, yeah.
That's cool. Let's see. You just tell me when, because there's so many pictures. I'm just going to go through some of these.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The tree. That's the tree. Go back again one more time. So this tree right here, it's hard for me to see. Is there like a nest right there, and there's like a little tan head sitting in the nest? I think so. No, it's hard for me to see. I can't really see. It's really small.
I know it's so little, isn't it?
Yeah. My eyesight's are going again. But so there's this weird ass tree, and I think that's it. And there's something in it. There's something in it that's the thing that shape-shifted into that thing that has a big bust of it. But this thing is weird. I mean, it stays there all the time. I think it sleeps during the day. But I have one picture of it growling. Yeah, that's the nest, and there's a thing in the tree right above it. So that looks like a big nest to me. But it also looks like bat wings.
It does. There's so many strange things out there in these woods. Mm-hmm. We never know what we're looking at.
There it is in the tree.
Well, and we've also been in the conversation about trees being portals as well, and things coming in and out of the trees.
Well, this tree, the thing about this tree, it has a branch right there that goes straight out, like for about 4 feet, and it's about 8 inches wide. It comes straight out and then goes straight down into the earth. You can't see where it goes, the end of it. And there's no trees that I know that go straight down, that grow downward. Okay, so you see it right there. It's growing downward. And then I have a couple pictures of a couple different faces of stuff coming up out of it. Right there. Yeah, so I think that's a portal at the bottom of that tree. And those little things a minute ago, they're just right there next to it. Like they came out and didn't get far. Like they don't want to go far or whatever. This is the picture right there. See that green mask that's just pulled down a little bit below it? You can see the mask. You can only see his little face too above the mask. So they wear masks. And I've been saying this the whole time. Here.
Okay.
I've been saying these things wear masks. And yesterday,
that's interesting.
Yesterday, I saw an article on Facebook, that they just found these apes in the Congo that wear masks when they steal things.
I saw that. They put like a banana leaf on their face and they cut out the eye holes, right?
Yeah. And I've been saying that these things were masks there. Look at this one here. So they demoed this tree. All that tan stuff is where they demoed the tree off, right? I mean, beat the heck out of this tree and ripped it apart. There's no saw marks. There's no tire marks where a tractor knocked it down, because I saw it when it was fresh. But if you look right there, you can see the profile of probably what did it. And it has a big, long, elongated head. And I can't tell if it's his hairy head or if it's a hat that they put on, a cone hat. But you can see the profile right there. You see his chin, you see his mouth, his nose, and his eye, his right eye. You can really see it right there.
Yeah, that's wild.
His profile.
Let's see. Now this is an interesting picture right here, for sure. I can see some eyes. Now, is this one of the little ones that you had a picture of right here?
This is a screenshot. So when you first walk in there, over the fence again is this branch that's torn down, and it's laying there next to the trees. I call it their lookout post, because I've got a lot of different things in this thing, and the different days we take pictures of it. And so right here, I started filming it, and its eyes are green. During the film, it's 1 minute and 32 seconds. Right after I started filming it, his eyes go orange. That's how I knew I was filming something. I go, whoa, that thing just turned its eyes orange. And then you can kind of see it kind of sniffing us. And then I'm whistling. And then the second time I whistle 3 times, it goes, oh.
Oh.
So I haven't had that checked out yet, that bark where it goes, oh, like that. But this is really trippy, because above it is another one.
So there are 2.
There might be 3, but there's another one right there. And the thing about it is he has a left round eye like this one does. And then his right eye turns into a big chevron looking thing, like, half the figure of yin and yang. It goes around and goes up to a point, comes back down. And then in the middle, it goes straight across like a cat. And I was all, wow. And I see the green scaly looking face. And I think these might be reptilians. And that's what Daryl Denton told me. He said, those are reptilians. Mm-hmm. And then there's another one way below him where you can just see the eye going like this, open and closing. But off to, I guess, its left, the right side, my right side, there's what looks like a human skull and a vertebrae.
Oh my gosh.
Sitting right there, yeah. And so if they got a skull and a vertebrae and they're dragging it around like a little toy or a little pet, they might be, because I haven't seen it, nothing else, only in this picture, and it's right there. It could be a Sasquatch, it could be a person, it could be a caveman that was dead in those caves. It could be anything. Mm-hmm.
Now, is this the same place where you saw the leg bones? You were talking about leg bones before.
Just on the other side of the trail.
Is this the same? Is this the same area? Yeah.
100 feet away. 100 feet away from it.
Oh.
Yeah. There's 4 pictures, so there's a big tall mountain, and so weird. There's a picture of what looks like, I call it, there's I call a Sasquatch on the other side of an electric fence on all 4 feet.
Yes, that is, wow, that looks like a gorilla to me.
It looks like a gorilla.
Silverback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure does. And you see its butt. The dirt on the butt is the same color as the dirt on the ground. Mm-hmm. You can almost see like a little tail maybe. But and so the picture before this, because I was taking pictures of this, in this picture you can see the top of my son's head, because we're on the trail. You can't see it on this because this is blown up, but in the original, my son was. I took a picture right over his head, and the picture before it, it's not there, but it's laying down. You can see like the angle of the back and the hair, so it might have stood up right when we got there on all 4s, and that's about 2 foot 16 inches of 2 foot drop off right there. So if this thing stood up, it's probably 10, 11 feet big.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And then the next picture really you were showing is one of my favorite pictures.
Which one? This next one?
Yeah. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. So this one here, it's right there where the cliff goes straight up. I shouldn't have seen this. I don't even know how I seen any of this, because I was probably tuned into it, right? And so I'm looking, and there on my left is a rock that looks like a Yeti head. It looks like the face of a Yeti head. and it looked like it was looking down at us. And I was filming it. I'm going, look, that's a Yeti looking at us, man. When I came back the next day to see if it was there, it was still there. But in this picture, if you look over in the middle, there's another rock face carving, and then there's another rock face carving. And then you see the little black guys, black and gray guys there. One's in the middle squatting down, and then there's one over here. There might be two over here, but I can definitely see one. And they're not in no other pictures. They're only in this picture, so they moved.
Whoa.
But I think, and that's a cave, I think. So they're doing these carvings. They carve for some reason, like they're supposed to be there.
Huh. Well, you know, but in the Yeti head, you're talking about like, because we have another picture of the Yeti head now. It's actually just a carved rock, which looks like a petrified giant to me, honestly.
Yeah, it's a carved rock.
Yeah, it's a carved rock, or it could be a petrified giant. Just saying, it's probably just a carved rock.
Yeah,
but let's see, that picture on here next. Let's see. Hold on. Where is my? Is that the last one?
There's inscriptions. There's inscriptions on trees out there that look like a spaceship and a four-legged creature with a tail chasing it. Oh, see this one? This was this one here. This picture. My wife took this picture on Christmas Day, and so when you look at it, that's right there on. I guess it's my left. Really low is you can see the face of, and it looks like a cheetah mask. You can see the curly hair that's sticking out behind its mask, right? And it's got two eyes, and there's some branches going over it, but you can see there's a little guy right there. And then over on the other side is what looks like a wolf face, a dogman. You can see the wolf face and everything. You see the two big black ears coming up. So they were there together. They got to be there together. Maybe they're hunting together. But this guy right here with the cheetah mask face, he's showing me his bottom of his foot, because that's a whole another story. You can see right there, he has his foot up like that because he's been showing me this track since day one. So the first, so when it was, I think the second day when we took pictures out there, I took a picture of this track. There was 3 on this side and 3 on this side going straight up a hill. And it's got 2 big claw prints where he turns his foot and digs to get up it, you know. And so I took pictures of that. Yeah, this is another time I took pictures, and I got this guy. So he had to have been watching me take his pictures, because then there was a branch that comes out and goes across the trail, and it's got a big mark in it, like a mark. And at first I thought the kids were hitting it with the hatchet, but the more I kept looking at it, it's identical to that print I saw in the dirt. So so it must have put that in my way, right? And so then I see this picture here, and he looks like he's holding it up like, this is what you've been looking for.
Oh my gosh. He's showing you his foot. Okay.
Showing me his foot.
I was trying to find that Yeti head, the picture of the Yeti head. I can't see of these little pictures down here.
Yeah.
That's what I was going back to trying to find. And I can't
There's a lake. There's a lake there too, right? And so I took a print, casting of almost what looks like that same foot. I have it.
Yeah, I saw that. Now you sent that to me too. I have that here somewhere. Okay, well I can't find that picture.
This is that black thing right there, and you can see that this is a funny picture. I just like this picture because it looks like something sticking its head up with its eyeball.
It does. It does. It actually looks like whatever this thing. I mean, that could very potentially either be. That could be a dogman. I don't know. It's got two ears on the top of its head.
Yeah. He's on the other side of the fence. You know, it's just pictures that I took from walking in and out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could potentially be a bear as well, but it could be anything. That,
you know,
that's one dogman.
That's one thing too, is I have a bunch of pictures of up in those caves that look like grizzly bears. I mean, the pictures that look like grizzly bears. I don't know why.
Ooh, were you talking about grizzly bears earlier too?
Yeah.
Like some kind of. Let's get into that conversation for a minute, because I thought that was an interesting theory that you have about the grizzly bears up there.
Well, I think they're in those caves. I think they got them stashed in the caves, and what's taking care of them are the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch are taking care of them, or the Dogman. And I think they got some kind of breeding, some crossbreeding. thing going on. And why they're doing it, I don't know. And why they're hiding in those caves, I don't know. But another thing too is where this thing is in SoCal too. There's not like a lot of deer there. There's no river with salmon or anything right there. So somebody knows, and somebody's feeding them cows.
Cows?
I think they're feeding them cows. Is what we see. We see the skulls, the cow skulls, and there's a pasture down in there on the trail that we always see big piles of cow manure and nothing in there. Never no cows, but it's always changing, and it's always big cow pies all over the place. And one time they took, when you clean up a pasture and you take the manure out, right?
Yeah.
They trucked in truckloads of manure and spread it out that whole field a foot thick.
Huh? That's kind of gross. Is that for like fertilizer?
I think they're masking a smell, some kind of smell, like maybe childbirth.
Oh, you mean like
something?
So you're saying like the Bigfoots have taken the poop, the manure, and spread it all out? Oh, the people did it.
People did that. People trucked that stuff in there and dumped it. And we're talking about these rich people in SoCal with some of the richest land, they say, that's for sale, and that should probably could tell somebody where it's at, but it's up there in the hills in the canyon. And like I say, they are rich people, and I think they know about it, and I think they're feeding them cows.
Ew. Well, they might be. I don't know. I mean, the Bigfoots could be going out there and getting their own cows and throwing them over their shoulder and taking them out there to their families too.
That's true too. Yeah.
God.
I don't know if you have it there, because I think I sent you pictures on 2 different formats.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have 2 different.
Let me stop sharing this. Let me go back.
You have 2 different accounts, right? You have a business account, right? And
I've got a million accounts of everything, Jerry. I can't keep up with myself ever. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let me go. Yeah, let me go to my other account. Let's go to my public account over here. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
This takes a second. We are actually broadcasting live on Facebook right now, everybody. If you guys are over there on Facebook, we're on X. We're broadcasting live on X right now as well. So shout out to everybody watching on all the platforms. I love y'all. Okay, I'm pulling up my other account right now. We're gonna get these pictures. We've got some interesting ones here.
Yeah.
Okay, which ones did you want me to pull up?
Anything you want.
Anything I want. It's my choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Here's some pictures. Oh, here's a footprint you sent me. Okay, let's get this. We were talking about this one earlier, and I didn't have it to pull up because I was in my wrong account. Okay, here we go. All right, I definitely see some toe prints right there.
Yes, this is from Canyon Lake, and I think that's a handprint. I'm thinking I think it might be a handprint because it looked different than the toe print. I mean, it could be a toe print. Yeah, it's the like I say, that could be a footprint, but I thought compared to the footprint that was a handprint, but I can't tell for sure. Yeah, but the other one should be right next to it. Yeah, there it is. So there's the footprint, and see how something took straws and framed it out?
It does. Oh, it could. Yes, it absolutely does. Like somebody put something around it.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Or there's like nobody out there that would have done that, right?
No one would have seen that and done that. I believe they were doing it like trying to get someone to go, look, man, what do we got to do to look at it? But I seen it, and right in there in the middle, there's a big bug, and I think there's another big beetle somewhere. The beetles came to it, probably because it smelled. I don't know. I didn't smell it, but.
Oh, that is so interesting. It's actually framed a perfect frame around the entire footprint.
That could be the Mars test, the middle break right there going across the middle. They might be showing me the difference in their foot.
Wow. I've not seen that before. That is very interesting. Sovereign says it's called Trail Talk, the ground glyph language. That's hard to say.
I like it.
Talk. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new tonight because I don't know. I've not seen this. This is wild.
Yeah. So after I saw those, you have the corn there too. The corn that I ate. You have a pic. There it is.
Was your wife sitting back looking at you, like waiting for you to like get sick, or like what? She was like, "What are you doing?" Or was she cool with
it? She believes in it. She believes in it. She was telling me before all this happened that something's looking for you. She must. I don't know. She's a good girl, and She just tells me things. So this here, so you see how they took the chair and then I guess that's a net. Thought it was a fishing pole with a net, and that's my fishing bag. And it looks
Yeah.
like they made a triangle out of it, and then they placed that corn looks like it's in a presentation form. Like it's not just laying in there, anywhere. It's like looks like it's placed in there, like, here, eat me.
Oh my God. It looks like when Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny leaves out candy and toys, it's all like nice and neat, like for the kid to like seize it right when they wake. That's what I'm thinking of. That's like the feeling I'm getting with that. They want you to see that.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's a display. They must work for a department store. I'm just kidding. In their past life.
I made a video of it, but that's a screenshot because I came out.
You have videos of all this too on your Facebook page, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a bad
Somebody-
headache. I don't get headaches. I had a bad headache and I come out and I'm like, what's in the back of my truck? What the heck's that?
That's a beautiful corn on the cob right there. It's a beautiful corn husk. It
tasted good too.
That is really cool. And I'm pretty blown away by it. Now I really want to talk to you about this corn too, about the after effects of what happened when you ate it, because I think that needs to be talked about and discussed. All right, because this was left out to you as though it was an offering, like, you feel like they wanted to see if you trusted them, and when you ate it, something happened, right?
No, well, I didn't feel nothing. Like I said, I didn't feel nothing. I ate like almost half of it, and I was like, that's enough. I'm gonna stop here. But I boiled it and cooked it, put some salt and some butter on it, and I was enjoying myself. But I ate what I thought would be enough, and I just put it away. I was thinking like that, and like I said, I had it for about 3 weeks in the freezer when I decided I'm going to go home and eat it. And
gosh,
yeah, and then I didn't feel nothing, but then, like I say, just a couple months later, this whole place comes to me, where like it gave me Bigfoot beer goggles.
You call it Bigfoot beer goggles.
Bigfoot beer goggles, that's how I call it. Yeah, and I just, I still wasn't paying attention to nothing. And looking back now is when I think about all this stuff, going, wow, that happened and that happened for a fact. I can't say that this is exactly what went down, but these things did happen in fact, in line with each other.
Okay, well, it sounds like you got more of a connection, like, and I'm gonna say it like this: you kind of got more of an etheric or like psychic kind of connection to the Bigfoot out there after you ate the corn. It's almost like it gave you a connection, like, I don't want to say like binded to them or something. I don't want to sound like weird like that, but like there was some kind of it connected a kind of like a cord or something. Not in a bad way either. I'm not trying to. It's not bad. It's all about how you look at it, right?
I kind of feel like when I think about it, when I sit and I think about it, and the stuff comes to me, I use. I feel like maybe they put something in you when you're little, like that could have came to me. We had a bunch of bamboo when I was little, and my dad was a bad drunk and he didn't treat us good, and so I would take off and hide in the backyard in the dark, in the bamboo, right? And nobody else would come in there, and I was a young kid, and I would just be hiding in there, going, I ain't coming back in the house, and I would sit in there for a long time, and it's just right down the street from this place, so. And they were all big pastures. Everybody had, a couple acres with horses in their backyard and dogs or whatever. And a lot of bamboo then in everybody's property that came up from the river bottom. So we were that close to the river bottom, so I just found a video and where these people are talking, this lady's talking about that whole river bottom right there, that the Indians said that thousands of Sasquatch used to walk up and down there from the San Jacinto Mountains and used to come down right by my town there and go down to where this place is, where this canyon is. So from San Jacinto Mountain, right by where I lived, and then a couple more miles down to where this location is that I have. Thousands of them. They said the Indians used to use it.
Oh my gosh, thousands of Bigfoot.
Used to go up and down.
Bigfoots.
Yeah, used to go through there. And for the last, the Jerrys have been out of there for 15 years, 20 years, but it used to be years and years and years of all dairies, cow dairies, and vineyards throughout the whole place. So, they could walk anywhere they want through there. You know, they go down to Prado Dam and all that. And also, there's also another show on YouTube where just down the mountain range from where I'm finding these things is Lake Hudson, and this guy talks about finding Sasquatches on Lake Hudson at Lake Hudson Dam in San Diego.
Oh, San
Yeah,
Diego too.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
all one big area, one big huge area where they could be, and there's a dump, you know, where they could use the dump if they want to go, you know, scavenger for food and getting people's trash and everything in the whole area. But it's so I think that they put something in you maybe, and later on when you're bigger, if it grows right or it turns out right, then they come with you to see you, and if it don't turn out right, then they can see it and they leave you alone.
Oh, I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never thought about that before. I mean, when people talked about getting marked, okay,
Mm-hmm.
getting marked. You know, maybe the first time you see a Bigfoot or a Dogman, you're going to see that forever and ever. Well, here's my theory on that. This is what I think. I think that once, I mean, and I think that your theory is, I think all these theories can be correct. Honestly, I think it's all right. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't. None of us know. Okay,
Nope.
but I think it's fantastic to hear your theory on this because I think you're right. And but I've always thought, well, maybe when somebody sees something that's not supposed to exist in this world, first of all, it wanted you to see it. Okay, it gave you that opportunity. It slowed down its frequency so that you could see it with your human eyes. That's what I. But it's not that it's so much marked you; it's that you got on that frequency, and now you're going to forever be on that frequency. Maybe.
I
You know what
like
I mean?
the. I think it's a miracle. I view it now as to me it's a miracle. I think, and I used to when I was younger, in Halloween about 5 years in a row I was a werewolf, and my mom would glue this hair onto my face and have the same colored wig, and I would get a black nose and had teeth and everything, and I would actually win a couple little contests that they had. So for now to find out that dogmen are real, I'm like, oh yeah,
I know, right?
yeah, cool,
Oh.
really cool.
They weren't
And
supposed to be real at all. Everything we were told was not real is real. Everything.
Yeah, I'm just learning about it. Just learning about the Dogman stuff. And then when you look back, you know, like was it St. Christopher, right? There's a lot of different Dogman things in the past. And we should listen to everything. We should have an open mind about it instead of being closed off.
The dog-headed saint. And if you go back to these old ancient maps, these old world maps and stuff, they have like the Piri Reis map has civilizations of dog-headed people on it.
Yeah.
And
shows
them cannibalizing each other.
I have a couple more stories that happened to me just 6-7 months ago in Arkansas.
Okay. I want to hear it. I've been to Arkansas before. Arkansas is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of places for Bigfoots to hide, I would assume.
So you know, the Falk Monster and all that stuff was right there. I talked to those guys, Stephen Hill and Langford. They're really cool guys. They got a good spot down there. Yeah. And so I'm in the middle central in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. So we had sold our house in Canyon Lake about 1.5 years ago, and we were going to go to Arkansas. I was going to retire. We were going to go to Arkansas. And so I bought some property in Horseshoe Bend right off line, you know, on Diamond Lake, and another one on Crown Lake. A bunch of properties they had for sale in the woods. And so for about 9 months before we left, I started seeing this documentary that Rob Provo put out, where he saw this. He did a interview on this grandpa and a granddaughter where they saw a 9-foot tall dogman on Strawberry River.
Oh, yeah.
And Arkansas, that runs through the town, Horseshoe Bend. So I'm like, oh man, we're going to go there in the woods, and I got my kids, and here's a 9-foot tall dog man running around. I wasn't digging it. I believe it. I believe in it. So we went there, and I actually fished right there where he did that. I was fishing a while back where he did that, but I was looking around and everything. And so we had to. We didn't want to stay in the trailer we bought. We bought this big trailer, and we didn't want to stay in it. So we rented a house so we can, you know, build our property up. And so we rented a house in Cherokee Village. It's like 30 miles away from Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas, and it's on Lake Sequoia, and we're right on the lake. And when you look on the GPS, it's just nothing but mountains and hills and trees all around us, everywhere. But if you were coming to the lake, you would actually have to come by our house, probably on my property that I rented, to get to the lake, because it was the lake, a park, the street, and then our house. You know, we're only a few hundred foot walking down through the park and hitting the lake. So we get this place, and I got my truck, and there's a fire pit outside, and it's in the woods. There's trees, it's all woody. Looks like a fire pit just 100 foot away from my back door. And so I go, cool, I'm going to start a fire right there. And it's starting to get dark. We'd only been there a couple weeks. And we start this fire, and it's just getting dark. And I have my truck turned around, and I got the front doors open to us and listening to the music. And my dually, the back doors are shut. So I just had the front doors open. And the truck's a good 60 feet away from us, ways away. So it's me and my wife and my two little boys were sitting there. And right when it got dark, all of a sudden, boom, my back window gets taken out of my truck.
Crushed?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep. You didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear a bang or nothing. Just disintegrated. Boom. On the side. On the side of there was more woods over there, because this side was my house. So it was just like 20 feet away from solid woods. And we were just right there. And it didn't come out of the fire. Plus, that was the wrong angle anyway, right? It couldn't have hit. Something came out of that far out of the fire. We would have heard it, and it could have killed us. You know, it could have shot us, whatever it was. But I couldn't find a rock. I couldn't find nothing. I had my 45 on me, and I pulled it out and misfired. It was so weird. You know, luckily everybody was behind me. Yeah. Luckily everybody was behind me. Yeah, it was crazy. And so I didn't do that no more. And luckily everybody was behind me. And so I called the cops the next day. I left everything sitting right there, and I called the cops. I want to know if someone used a slingshot or something, shot my window out, because we had the music playing or whatever. And they came and they looked all over for everything, and they couldn't find nothing in my truck, nothing laying next to my truck, nothing. And then so it starts going on, all these things. And my wife was walking through there, and she was just getting ready to raise her hands and go, praise the Lord of this beautiful place. And rock hits her hand.
Oh my God.
She goes, what in the heck?
Oh my God. She was praising the Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Do not throw a rock at a woman praising the Lord. Oh, man.
Yeah. And it hit her in the hand. And she's all, what in the heck is that, man? That is crazy. But there was walnut trees there, or whatever, those oak trees, right? And we had a tin roof. And you would hear them boom, 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 hit, right? Well, every once in a while you'd hear one come down, but it would skip across the roof, like someone threw a projectile, right? Not just coming straight down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got it on video too.
You can hear it. It goes, I mean, you can hear things whizzing past you and stuff. Like you can tell the difference. Whether it's acorns, rocks, whatever. It happens to us out in the woods pretty often. We get things thrown at us. Yeah.
And so I start thinking, I think that there's a Sasquatch here. And so I think so. And so I'm always watching the shows, you know, and everything. And I have my bedroom window open, and I just met the old man across the street. He's like 80, and he'd lived there for years and years, right, in that house right there. I just met him a couple of days before that. And so it was getting dark, and I hear like that, right? But it was moving, and you can tell it had power behind it, and it was just like forceful like that. And I thought I had a movie on. I thought I had a show on, right? And I come over there, no, there's nothing on TV. It's moving to the back of my house, going towards the lake. And I asked him the next day, I said, hey, did you hear that noise, that whooping noise at when the sun was going down? He goes, yeah. And I go, what was that? He goes, it's just a old hootie owl. I go, hootie owl? I go, you have those here? You hear those? He goes, nope. I says, you never heard that before? He goes, nope. How could it be a hootie owl? He heard it. I says, a 900 pound
owl. 900 pound.
Yeah. And so that was weird. And then so we had a big wraparound porch that was all facing the woods and everything. And so I would set the TV up and put on like Planet of the Apes, and I would sit out there and watch this stuff. It's all experimental stuff, you know. Hey, might as well do something while we're there. And so I took some corn. I took a big old piece of corn, and it wasn't cooked, and I threw it out there, and I was throwing stuff out there. And while we were sitting there, I hear something hit the side of the house. Bam. And I start laughing. I go, did they throw that corn back over here? And then I didn't go out there then. It was dark. But the next day I went out there, and that little piece of corn was sitting with the bite mark taken out of it.
A bite mark. How big was the bite mark? Like human size or bigger?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was like something I could do.
Oh, probably. My God.
Yeah, but they didn't like it. He didn't like it uncooked
He
at all.
didn't.
Nope. And then
Well, you
so
could tell them to quit being so picky. How about
we
that?
would, yeah, we would get tapping on the window. But while we were there, we came back to California 2 or 3 times and drove back, and we always felt better when we were starting to go back. When we were there, we were having we were feeling kind of weird, me and my wife, not the kids, but um, so I had left a big old bag. I went and got a big old bag of grain, and I had thrown it not far away from me, right, not far away from the house. And I threw it over there. And then when we were getting ready to leave, it was going to be that first snow last December. We were going to come back here again. And so I got another 40-pound big old bag of grain. I was going to leave it for them in case it snowed, and then they needed food. And there was a bucket there, a big half of a container, like you store stuff in, and there was a bunch of bones in it, laying right there. At first, my wife thought it was a person, and I go, I get up there and I'm looking. It was a deer, and it was just. I can't say that they did that, that if a person didn't do it, but it's possible they took what I left them and they left that for maybe it had meat on the bones or something.
Ooh,
I don't know.
That was your secret Santa gifts exchange right there.
Yeah, but I left another one there, and we came back here. But we decided just all of a sudden, I left my business running here a little bit with my son. Does the same thing, building inspector, my oldest son, and so I left a little stuff going for here for him. And then all of a sudden in December, man, it blew up. I started getting these phone calls. Hey, we got these big jobs for you here in Socal. And so I told my wife, well, let's just go back for a year. And we came back, and we're both seeing the doctor for breathing stuff that we're both having right now, getting x-rays and getting tested and stuff. And it felt like we got vibed out, and there was probably one, I kept thinking that there was one that had to watch for when the other ones came down to get water, like the older ones and stuff have to come get water. It's always in my head. And I don't think he meant to vibe us out, but we were just probably in his wheelhouse, Yeah. With the big old domes, there's got to be something to it. There has to be something to it.
Antenna. It's like either an antenna or like a repeater or something. It's like putting the frequency out.
Yeah, I think we were
putting it out.
Yeah, we were just in his wheelhouse. We were just too close to him, whatever. So I think it's better we leave. And so we left, and we came back, and we feel better. And we're still seeing the doctor, and we haven't been back to this other location either, because I think they zap you there too. They can zap you. We feel the different stuff. One time when we left there, I had to go straight to the hospital. My chest felt like it was going to jump out of my chest. Like the third time we left, we were there and we left. And so
you might want to invest in like a EMF detector if you don't have one, and also a Geiger meter. I know you do house inspections and building inspections, right?
Yeah,
you have stuff like that. I would test for all that kind of stuff. See, I have been zapped, and I got so sick. I thought I was dying for a little while. I had severe food poisoning actually out in the field. It sucked. And but mine came and went within a few hours. It was like done because I finally just went to sleep because I couldn't do anything with myself except for throw up.
Yeah.
So I went to sleep right after the tree fell. We had a tree that got pushed over in our base camp right after I got hit for the second time with infrasound. Wow. It sucks.
I have video too of what looks like I'm looking at something, and then all of a sudden you see a light come on, and Duke, he was asking me what kind of stuff I had to show MK, because MK was talking about finding about the zapping and the stuff like that. So I'd sent him a couple things. I sent him one thing. We had just left there, and I'm looking over the fence, and I could see a solid black, looked like the back, right? It looked like the solid black of a black monkey, big ape, and it was just all fur. And from riding bulls and having horses and stuff, I know what I'm looking at, fur, black skin and black fur. And so I was looking at it, and so I started filming it. And I have this video I didn't send to you. So I have the video, and I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden you can see these things coming, and they're like opening the weeds, and pow. Yeah, and you can see it on the video, and then they go in a big circle, like he sent them in a circle. And then you can see them coming up over here on the left, and then the video ends. But when you open the video up and stop it and you look at that thing I was looking at, I sent you a picture of it. It's all gray. It's all because the sun was coming straight down at noon in Socal, and it turned the black gray on the recording. It was solid gray. And when you look at it, it looks like a big old monkey face. He was sitting there, and but the thing about it is, I knew what I was videotaping, and I go, "Come on, let's go, get out of here." So I'm videotaping something that's cool, and then I decide to leave. And after we left, I'm thinking, "Man, why did we leave? I could have kept videotaping this thing." But I think that's what they do to you. They hit you, and they tell you nothing's here to look at. To go.
Oh. Okay, I have these pictures. I'm going to pull this up. I don't know if these are the right ones, but this is a good one. These are some good ones right here. Whether this is it or not, it doesn't matter. These are great pictures right here.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
So
tell you.
we're about to show them right now.
Okay, so see this picture? No, see this picture? This could be a 15-foot tall Sasquatch right there, his face. And right there below him might be a dead deer that he's holding up there. But what happened was this is a picture I took 4 consecutive pictures of, probably about 250 yards away from me up in the mountain. I didn't know what I was doing. I just took, that's the 4th picture where he's looking at me. The first 3 pictures it's a headshot. He's up in the corner and he's doing different things. And this 4th picture, that's the 3rd picture. See, it's different. See, he's moving his head a little bit. It's a little bit different. And the 4th picture you just showed, he was looking at me. That's the first picture where he's looking down. First one? So he's looking down, and what he's doing is he's poking his head out of a cave, but I think he's feeding those bears. And that's where I see it looks like a human foot, a human fibia on the leg and the foot. And whatever's eating it is turning it. In all 4 pictures, it's turned it, so it's moving. And it's right below this right here. But this one here, you can see the head. And that's the 3rd picture where he's starting to look at me. And that's the 4th picture. Look, he's looking at me. See, his left eye is open and his right eye is shut. And he's got a little smile. It looks like he's looking right at me.
Oh, it's creepy.
Yeah, he's turned. You can see his head's turning on all 4 pictures. So
I think that's the best one right there. I like this one.
I didn't know we had that feature on. You know that phones have those little motion features when you take a picture.
Yeah.
So I have that, and when you motion picture of it, he's talking. His mouth's moving, going like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I had to take that off my phone because it was taking up too much storage in my phone. So
when I go back to that guy, that thing I saw that first time I went out that sent me out here, he talks about they saw a Sasquatch step the whole trail. And
how big of a stride was that?
It's probably 15 feet. Yeah, that's what they said. They said a giant.
Wow.
He says that in that video. He says that. And when you look at this thing here, how big is that thing? How big is that head?
Oh, you know what? I have some more pictures that you sent where you outlined all of this. Let me pull this up real quick, okay?
I probably shouldn't have those pictures, right? Those last 4
too. Yeah. That's exactly what I was seeing in the space right there. Yeah, the face and the deer. I mean, I think this is the best picture out of all of them, personally. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean,
is it a Sasquatch?
Is that a full-size deer?
I think it might be a full-size deer. If it's a deer, if you look at the rock, it looks like the throat's cut and blood's running down the rock face.
Oh, gosh.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And so he's feeding whatever it is that's in front of him. He's feeding them.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And it's so weird how distorted the face looks in these pictures too, but like you see it, but like it's kind of distorted.
I think he's working in a portal, like probably working in a portal. I have so much more videos and pictures of the same spot, and that hole that he's sticking his head out is none of them.
Wow. Okay, sorry about that. It's there's something to it, when it comes to all these like creatures like this, even Dogman, but mostly Bigfoot. I don't know if it's like something in their hair too, like the chlorophyll that's in their hair. Some of my team has taken samples of hair in Bigfoot hair and found like chlorophyll in it and stuff.
Is that right? Chlorophyll?
Maybe that's it's almost like a natural element of like, like we talk about trees being portals and Bigfoot's even being trees and stuff.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird, but like shape shifting and stuff.
This
And
is what else they have
yeah.
out there is, okay, so they got these trees and they have big caves in the bottom of them, right? So you know how a tree will grow just a bunch of roots straight down, right, throughout the whole thickness of the trunk, however big the trunk is, that's how much roots are going down, right?
Yes.
In these, the bark it keeps spreading out and getting bigger, and the roots go straight down from the bark. So there's nothing in the middle. So these trees are growing like this, and we're talking about big 5-foot openings in these trees, right? So what a tree would usually be a few feet wide, this thing is 6 feet wide.
Wow.
And I would say that's no big deal, but we're talking about 3 different species of trees.
Oh yeah.
that are doing that, right? So
Yeah.
that's when you think, hey, something different there.
Yes, there is. Okay, I'm looking for what was I looking for again? I can't remember. It was
Another
Bigfoot face, right?
The gray face. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Did you see
super
it in
gray.
like a cluster of pictures?
Sometimes I do.
Account.
Yeah, because there was stuff I sent other people, and I was just able to hit one button to send it to you.
Oh shoot!
I try to keep it in the stories because I got little stories going on all these different spots out there. It used to be I would go and put the stuff in the different spots that I know about, but now, like the last time we went there, right when we're coming in, they're not even waiting. They're just like, as soon as I walk by the bushes, I hear that.
Oh, the grunt. Now we've already looked at this one. This is not the one you're talking about, is it? Is that the same one? No.
The last time you showed it, its eyes were green. This time, its eyes are orange, I think.
That was on my other account. You sent these here. This is really cool.
That's after it changed its color of its eyes.
Wow.
And it, like I say, it barked at me.
I mean, I think this is really cool. This is.
See the green eyes? Now it has green eyes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So it's changing the eyes. It's almost like that self-illuminating eye glow that I saw up at Uwari with some of my team. Mm-hmm.
In the video, they're kind of glimmering like green. See, this is the one above it. And see, its left eye is round, but its right eye took like a chevron shape, like a half of a yin and yang shape, and it's got the black thing in the middle. And in the video, it's moving. You can see it's moving. It's getting bigger, and you see the eye come in the middle. And see how it's really super green. Just before this, we saw a tarantula.
You did?
We saw a big tarantula out there, and I'm telling the kids, don't touch it. Let her go. Just leave her be. She's nature. And they weren't going to do anything to it anyway, but I made sure they didn't. And then we took a couple steps forward and saw this. And I didn't see it, but in the pictures, I have what looks like green orbs right there, right then and there. And it's the same color as these things are glimmering. And I know that, you get those off your phone. People get those off your phone, those orbs on your phone. But I never get them nowhere on my phone but on this trail.
Oh, interesting.
I know the sun's there, so it's hard to say if they're what they are. If it's a real orb I'm catching or something on the phone. Mm-hmm. But I do have pictures of it in the dark. There's an orb.
Really?
Yeah, and it's right next to my son. My son's walking, and he's sitting right next to my son. And it's weird because it's about the size of a softball, but it looks like it has a face, and it's whistling.
Yeah.
You can see the side of it. It's going. That's the shape of it. Its lips are out, like it was right next to him.
Wow. I've encountered like orange orbs that I do believe somehow either opened a portal or they were the Bigfoot. I don't know what it is, but you see these like orange orbs or any kind of orb, and they will fly through the trees, and then all of a sudden you'll hear hoof, like a growl and a huff, and it's like, man, that light had to have been that Bigfoot. Yeah. Maybe it was a Bigfoot just moving quickly, and I was seeing its eye or its eyes or something. I don't know.
We keep hearing these stories, the same stories. Like I try to listen to a lot of stories, even if I'm just listening to it in the background. And when you start hearing things that happen over and over and over to different people, that's when I go, okay, that can happen. Because it's happening to different people, and they're saying the same thing over and over because we don't know for sure what they can do exactly.
Well, but you know what? That's why I love having my show and stuff, so we can bring people like yourself on. I've had so many experiences myself out in the field, and to hear what you're saying, I mean, you've blown my mind tonight. To be quite honest with you, with a few of the things that you've said tonight. Yeah,
So
absolutely. What's up, Matt?
I won't take my kids in there sometimes, and after about 2 or 3 times, I'll take them back.
Oh, you say you're never going to take them back?
I won't take them in there, and then I'll go in there a couple times. Just me and my wife go in there, and then after a few times, I'll take them back. And then I see something on my phone, I go, "That's it. I ain't taking them back in there."
Yeah. I know that's kind of the thing with me too. There are places where I don't take my son. My son's 12, just turned 12, and there are places where I definitely wouldn't take him out.
I bet you he's intuitive too.
Yeah, he's big time. He used to be way bigger into it before Santa Claus brought him his PlayStation thing. So
yeah, there you go. He'll probably come back around.
He will. He'll get bored one day, I'm assuming, with that. But yeah, he's already seen a Bigfoot, and so
cool. Oh, that is way cool.
He has no idea how cool his mom is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely. Okay? That is cool.
I don't know how cool you are either. I'm just saying.
I wasn't into it. Yeah. I would have said no, even though I had those things when I was younger poking at me. I believe they were poking at me. Like they probably did come around me when because I was really emotional as a kid. Even though I was a little junior rodeo rider. I was tough, but I was dealing with my dad. Wasn't good all the time. And maybe they didn't like the way I was hurting.
Yeah.
And they came around me. But that's another thing too, is I feel like I just thought I was thinking about this the other day. If maybe there's some, because I think I have a problem right now. I just found out that I have a overactive parathyroiditis in my throat. I just found that out. And if they're maybe they feel like something's up with you, and so they go, "I'm going to heal this guy," and they start zapping you. Because they're healers. Probably most of all. So that's the way they heal each other, is with radiation zaps. So if we can't handle it, but because here's another good story is, so when this first happened a couple years ago, I got online and started finding everybody. And the only person I could get a hold of was Duke Sullivan, World Bigfoot Central. And he's been doing this stuff for a long time. I like his cowboy hat, the big old dark hat he's got on, right? And so I emailed him, and he emailed me back. And we were talking, and he's one of the persons I did tell the name of this place. And so a year and a half went by, and he just called me up not too long ago, and he says, "Hey, some guy just called me, and he said that he used to hang out at this place in Socal, and he said, and it's your place, your exact place." And he said, like, I think it was, I want to say 13 years ago, he used to hang out in there a lot, and that he came across a group of dogmen that were shamans.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
And he gave me his number, and he's in Florida right now, and I talked to him. He's a super nice guy. We keep in contact. He's probably watching right now, because I sent him the thing earlier.
Oh my God, that's
Sean, cool. Hi, Sean, if you're watching.
What's up, John?
Sean.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, sorry. Yeah, Sean. Couldn't hear.
Yeah.
My dog's over here coughing up a hairball or something. I couldn't hear. Sorry. I don't know what my dog's over there doing. Yeah.
We traded pictures and stuff, and he got some really interesting pictures.
Yeah.
Of some cool stuff. Yeah. And so you got him saying that. You got the guy that I watched the video while I went there, and then all the stuff I see is in there. And so with what I see in there, some people have said, "Hey, that stuff looks Egyptian." That looks a little Egyptian, kind of. The big drawings on the walls in there. I don't think a human did it. I think something else did it. The big face. I call it King Midas. He has a crown. I mean, it's simple to see. He's got a big old like a butt chin. You see his mouth. His whole face is right there, and it's like 40 feet tall on the mountain right there. And some people said those look like Egyptians, and I see something else over here that looks Egyptian. They were telling me. So with all the portals that I think are in there, I know where 3 are in there for sure. And what if the Aztecs, right? They came up from the south and they came up north. No one knows exactly where they came up through. If they came up towards the ocean right there, and you know, maybe they came up through there.
Grand Canyon, they had ancient Egyptian settlements. I talk all the time. I talked about this on Spaced Out Radio yesterday. The ancient Egyptian temple that was covered up by Lake Norris in Tennessee. I mean, that whole area is full of ancient Egyptian artifacts and stuff. And
Yeah, like,
we actually have some ruins of an old ancient Aztec. I think no, actually Mayan, like a Mayan pyramid or something. Mayan ruins up in North Georgia at a place called Track Rock Gap. And people have vandalized it recently, so like they don't like people going up there and stuff anymore. But I mean, it's wild. I'm telling you, when I tell you our history is completely covered up on purpose, it is.
Yep. I'm down with all the Indians. I always make sure I tell everybody that because they were our native people, you know, and they got screwed over and they were here first.
Yes.
And I think they should be protected and have the stuff that we give them. And they call them red men, right? And they a lot of them say they came up from the dirt, right? They came out of the dirt and they all of a sudden they were in the light and everything. And didn't the Aztecs or the Mayans, didn't they disappear where they were at?
I have heard that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've definitely heard that before. I know Simon was talking about the ant people a while ago, or somebody was talking about the ant people too. So there's that as well.
That one picture I showed you, it's an inscription on a tree. It looks like a spaceship and it looks like an ant person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent that to you. And and there's other inscriptions too. Like there's another inscription on a tree that's where I showed you, where you showed that picture of the tree that's torn down and you see the profile of, I say it's the Sasquatch and he's got a big long head. Where you see that one, well, right behind him is a tree. And on that tree is an inscription of the same thing, his same face and same elongated head inscripted on that tree. Right below him is two big rocks that I call Dragon Rock because it looks like a big lizard is right there. And I keep thinking, wow, man, why is that rock there? Why is that there? Why? And the more and more and more I see everything, I found that other inscription behind it. And then you see the bean right there. And this is kind of funny too, because lately I've been watching YouTube where they're going in there, the people are going in there at night with those EMF readers, right? Yeah. And that place where that tree is knocked down, where you see that profile of that one, is right next to, I think, the third bridge. There's 3 different bridges you can cross in there, and they go in there at night. So people are going there and they're right there at that bridge and they're doing the EMF readers. Yeah, this one right there. So they're doing the EMF readers. All of a sudden they keep hearing things right here and they look up and they're going, what was that? What was that? They don't know that this thing's right there. That's that. So I'm sitting there at home laughing. I know what it is. I think I know what it is. And that's the inscription right there that's on the tree behind him. Mm-hmm.
That looks like a face right there too, actually.
With the cone head, it looks like the same thing.
But it's like in the tree. It's in the tree. But, you know, we do talk about trees being portals and Bigfoot's being trees as well. And it absolutely sounds crazy to a lot of people. But this is common conversations we have over here on my channel. Right. Are the connection between trees and not only Bigfoot, but also Dogman and like werewolves and stuff. I mean, there's another case out of down here in the South. My friend Tony, his uncle, was running from the cops back in the day, and there was a little voodoo involved in all this, and black magic, I think. But he went running out the back door behind a tree, and he came out the other side as a dog, and ran off in the woods. So there's that. You know, I don't know.
He got away.
He got away, and he came back, and he turned back into a man.
Why would that be there though? My phone's not doing it. My phone doesn't know Yeah, see, there's the big picture of all those are knocked down. That whole tree's demoed right there, just demoed. There's no saw cuts. There's no tire marks coming up to it like they knocked it down with the tractor, or nothing.
Dragon rock.
Yeah,
can you see dragon rock?
It looks like a dragon sitting there, a big lizard.
I was going to ask you about dragons tonight too, because you sent me a message. I was reading some of your messages, and it was like, I can tell you about some dragons. It's been a while though, but. Is that the dragon rock you were talking about? Because I've seen a petrified dragon in Alabama.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I believe in them. I believe in dragons, but I didn't think that I was going to see any of this stuff. So that same tree, the same tree that I'm showing you earlier, has something in it. And I'm just trying to figure out what it is. And I started looking up masks. Before I got into this stuff, about 5 years ago, I started buying these masks from different places. And because I like them, I wanted to hang them up. They're carved masks. They look cool. And now I look at them and they look like Sasquatches, right? And so when people in the old days, when they would carve something, they carved it because it's in their brain. It's something they might have seen. It's carved in their brain. They're not mass producing a bunch of them, making them look the same, right? They're just making one special carving or one special whatever they're making. And so I started looking up all these old masks, and because I saw the one with the mask on, and a lot of stuff looks like it. They're trying to replicate a Sasquatch or even a Dogman, but I found this one mask, and it's called Bakuwana, the dragon called Bakuwana. And when you look at the pictures I have, I say it has like 10 identical points to the picture and to the mask, right? Because first of all, it has this big elongated head, and it's got these what look like eyes going up it, right? If they're real or they're fake, made to be fake, something scary or whatever. Then it's got a mouth, and it's got a huge mouth with big sharp teeth. Yeah, that's the mask. So it's got a big mouth with big sharp teeth, and then on its nose it has a horn. It has a little horn and right there. So I don't know. I'd sit there and count all the different ways it looks the same as my picture.
It's creepy. That is so scary looking.
So there's only supposed to be one Bakuwana, and in the Philippines, it ate 6 moons. There were 7 moons, right? And they were all representing something good. And it got mad and jealous, and it ate 6 of them and was going to eat the 7th one. And the people ran out there and scared it off with all the noise they were making and everything, right? And so this thing looks just like this thing I'm taking pictures of in the tree, or it has 10 resembling points to the head of it. And so I even sent you this one video that I was videotaping it, because I always document it when we go past it the first way. When we come by it again, I document it every time, and it's in there. And one of the videos, he looks like he's growling at me, because I think it's mostly asleep during the day. But one video I have, you can see his red eye and his mouth's open with his teeth, just like this thing. So it was growling at me. Wow. And so I'm taking this one video of that tree, and then you hear, "Let it grow."
I heard that. Do you want me to play that? Do you want me to play that video? I can pull it up. You want me to? Okay, let me stop sharing. I'm gonna have to go back. Gotta go back first. Okay, it was wild. It's like you're walking. Okay, so just set it up like you're walking down a trail, down a path with your family, and I think I could hear your kids too. And you say something, or somebody says something, and then underneath that is "Let it grow," and I mean you can clearly hear it. So let's see if I can find it.
Yeah. So that's a ravine, right? Because there's a trail, a fence, and then a 30-foot ravine, and then there's that thing. So you can't get to it. You just can't get over there to it.
Let it grow. I got it. We're going to pull it up right now. Y'all just hold tight. Now, I don't know if surely we can hear the sound. I'm going to try to fix it. We can hear it. Okay. Let's see. Let me make sure it's not muted. Oh, it's always muted. I mute everything. All right, here we go. Let's play it.
Yeah, I was talking when
that was it at the very end. Did y'all hear it? That was at the very end. Let's hear it again.
Yeah. That wasn't us.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's wild, Jerry.
Yeah, because it's my wife and my 2 little boys, and that's not their voice.
No. I was like, could it have been your stomach growling? Absolutely not. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to mess with you. I throw it apples, and I throw it bananas, and I throw it every time we go by there. I throw it stuff. And when we can't get to the store, I can't raid my refrigerator and stuff like that. And if we didn't plan it and we were just getting ready to go by there and go up there real quick, I go, let's go up there real quick. And there's a Jack in the Box before you get there. And so I buy it Monster Tacos.
Oh man, that would be so good. If I was a Bigfoot, I'd eat Monster Tacos too.
Yeah, they like the Monster Tacos.
They like Monster Tacos. Take note, y'all. Whoever has a Jack in the Box around there. That's wild. Actually, a good friend of mine used to take rotisserie chickens out and leave them and gift the Bigfoots to chickens. And he actually watched that family of those Bigfoots grow up from, little babies to like full size adults throughout the decades. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed those chickens though, man. I tell you what, once you quit taking those monster tacos, they may get mad.
So all in all, I didn't mean to cut you off, but all in all, I seen okay, the hairless one, so that's the one thing about the hairless Bigfoot is in a couple years ago, after I'm looking for this stuff, I see the one show. It's a really good show. What is it? Monster Town Monsters?
I don't know.
Small Town Monsters.
Small town.
Yeah, Eli. I think Eli was talking, and they have a whole 2 series on Socal.
Oh yeah.
On Socal stuff. So I'm watching it, and then he talks about that they have a nice sighting there at Silverwood Lake. And that's when I went back and said, oh, man, that thing I saw was so big. And then the guy told me about the hairless Bigfoots. And now I'm hearing these sightings were there at Silverwood Lake. And that's when I put it together just a few years ago. I said, I had to have been a Sasquatch, a big Sasquatch, because no, I don't think no man would be there naked with all those kids around there.
I mean, you never know these days. Just saying. But hopefully not. No.
Yeah, you're right. So that's when I put that 2 and 2 together.
I mean, that's wild. That is really wild. I'm going to look more into these naked, hairless. I said naked. They're all naked. Okay, probably, but they're golly. Mm-hmm. I feel like I put my foot in my mouth sometimes live on air. Some of these hairless Sasquatches. Okay, like I got to look into that. Bruce did say that they're known to be in Utah. Like I think it's Utah.
Yeah, that guy was Mormon. He was a big dude. He was a big young guy, man. He was Mormon.
My goodness, that is wild.
Yeah, I give you an open invitation, and you guys can come. You can come here, and I'll take you there.
Mm-hmm. I'm there. Sure. Let me check my calendar. I'm going to be there.
I'll pick you up at the airport.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we'll trade. You come to Georgia, I'll come out there. Okay. I'm going to go visit Sovereign Cosmic Wildman and Bigfoot Dwarf anyways, and Robin, and everybody else is out there. We're going to have a big old party or something.
Yeah, I hope too that I know not everybody can really get into it, or really understand what we're saying, but I know a lot of people can. They can understand what we're saying, and I hope that the other ones, people that can't, I hope they get to experience something like this. It'd be really cool for them.
I think it's fantastic. I am just so blessed to have you on the show tonight and to talk about all this stuff. I have a question for you. Since you live in California, what do you think about the Patterson Gimlin film? Do you think that's a real Bigfoot? Do you think Patty's real?
I'm gonna tell you something. I know that they're saying that it ain't and everything, and they said they got proof about it. But I'm gonna tell you, when I saw it when I was a kid, I didn't think nothing of it. I remember. I think I was watching. I was small, like 8 years old or whatever. I think I was watching the Lakers, and they cut off the Laker game, and they're showing this thing. I'm thinking, yeah, that's pretty cool. But get back to the Laker game. That's pretty cool that they're out there, and I really didn't care one way or another if it was real. But I'm an inspector, and I'm supposed to find things, and look at things. Right when I get to the job, I'm supposed to see what's wrong, and I do really good on those aptitude tests on the what's different. Find what's different. I do really good on that whole section of picking out what's wrong with something, the different shapes and stuff. And so I think I have a pretty good eye, and I'm looking at that thing. And I don't see how that's a suit, because suits they always hang off, and that thing has this part of the arm right here, it goes in right there, and she goes under. That's life. That's something that's alive, and it's going up under her armpit, and then you see the spine. And I've never seen a suit that looked like it had a spine in it, or a butt. Why put a butt and why put breasts onto a suit? That's my point of view on it. And the foot, you see the foot come up. It's every detail is there. You see the bottom of the foot. You can see where people say she got hurt on her side, a hernia, or she's rubbing her hands on it, right? And to me, I think that it looks real. And also, if it's real, I believe that she is a hero, because when I'm looking at it, I used to be a crane, or when I was an iron worker, I was also a crane operator. And when we're hanging iron on these steel buildings, you give hand signals, and they have to be correct, right? Or someone could lose a limb or fall off or get knocked off the iron. So the hand signals have to be right, and the people that see them have to take them right. When I see her, she throws her arm up once. I think she was hiding babies, or you'd have never seen her. And they were probably going to run up on her babies or all the babies they had sitting there. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. And so she popped out and was like, "Follow me. Look at me, guys. Come this way. Just follow me over here." And I see her. She throws her arm up once, and when she throws it back, it looks like that she makes a hand signal, like almost points. That last time she throws her hand all the way back, I see a hand signal, like now, like go that way. That's what I see.
Yeah, I think Patty's real too.
I think so too.
You know, I brought MK Davis on the show right after everybody was debating it again. It's like comes in waves. Everybody debates what's real, what's not, stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, I brought MK, and I just love MK's work, and I think it's really cool that you sent that your evidence and stuff over to MK and Luke over there. And,
I love that. He's smart.
You're hitting up the right people, that's for sure. And of course, me and the guys on my team. I know the guys on my team would love to help out and take a look at your pictures and your videos and stuff. And yeah, we can always send things to the right people.
Anytime. I'm thinking about taking even a lie detectors test. You know, even though I'm not a liar, I don't have no reason to lie, but I wouldn't mind doing it because I want to see how it comes out.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, because I know I can pass it and everything else. Because this stuff it's real. It's real and it's unbelievable. But yeah, I'm with MK and Mums on Bill Mums on that whole thing. That at 1967, I don't think they had the technology to make a suit like that. Even the guy that had the monkey suit that rented it to everybody, he said that it was unbelievable. Even the Planet of the Apes, they at that time didn't even have stuff like that looked like her. So, but it also might be people that, you know, I think like in the country for a long time now, there's families that probably know about these things, right? And they protect them. And so they come up, probably get fed, you know, I'm sure they feed them. I heard of one person that had them in the kids in the house watching SpongeBob, that the juveniles like to watch SpongeBob. And yeah, so I'm sure there's tons of people that protect these things, and they're not going to tell nobody. So maybe I think that whole thing of what they're trying to do now is maybe someone's trying to protect it and say, look, man, it's fake, man. We have this fake suit and don't believe this thing. Leave this stuff alone.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of our history and a lot of things that have happened here and things that I'm talking about like Bigfoot Dogman. It's all been covered up. There's been a huge cover up going on for a long time with a lot of this stuff. And you know, I mean, even today with the disclosure of just ETs and UFOs and stuff, I mean, scientists and disclosure advocates are dying mysteriously and going missing and stuff. I mean, there's a concerted effort to keep a lot of things hidden and the truth hidden from us. Exactly. And so, yeah, it is what it is.
What would happen if the government came out and said, hey, okay, look, everybody, we got to tell you something. Look, these things are real. And so now we're going to give them Colorado and Wyoming.
We're going to just give them. Well, they already have kind of given them all the national parks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of people have sold their land to the government. Listen, I come from a family where my great uncle decided to be a great idea to give all the land. Our family had a lot of land. Okay. I come from a family with a lot of land and stuff from my great grandfather back in the day. And he basically sold all the land. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of acres to the federal government back during the Obama administration. For some stupid reason, they said that they had longleaf pine trees on them and stuff. And there's just to me, it was ridiculous. That's just
don't forget they could probably try to take it away. So you must still get money for it instead of getting taken away from it.
I mean, it's okay. So it was for conservation and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But
I'm down with that.
But they've done a lot of land grabs over the decades, over the past century at least, for sure. 2 centuries.
Yeah. I'm down for conservation.
Me too. Yeah. Too, you know what I mean? But you know, they could have left a girl a few acres. You know what I mean? But anyways.
Yeah, that's old land right there. That's they have that. That's what's that show that they have on TV? The cowboy show, and that's that.
Oh, you're talking about the what is that called? Yellowstone?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yellowstone land.
So it's just wild. But as long as it's being used for conservation and it's still, it's helping the environment, whatever, that's fine. Whatever.
They could live on my land. If I had a lot of land like that, maybe someday they could live on it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say nothing.
I know.
Totally
Look,
better.
they could have passed that land down to me, and I would have made sure that I had all my Bigfoot friends, all my brethren living on there with me in harmony. Okay, but
Yeah.
but anyways, now they got forest rangers taking over, and watching over them.
Yeah, that's another thing is where I'm at. There's also 6 ranger sightings
6
documented.
ranger, really?
Sightings over the years on this mountain range. That they say they have 6 sightings by the rangers.
By the rangers.
They have a name for them. They give them a name, and by the park rangers say
Yeah.
that they've seen them. Yeah.
They give the Bigfoots a name, or the rangers have a name?
No, they have sightings of of this thing, and they named it. If I told you the name, it would tell you where it's at.
Oh, okay. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
It ends
It's
up with Sam.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, I've had a park ranger get in touch with me about Bigfoot sightings on a Georgia state park, and I went out and investigated it. After somebody died, and they said it was Bigfoot related. It got me out there. So, yeah.
This was easy, to tell you the truth. It didn't seem like it came as a hard thing to me at all. Like it just came. It just came, and I said, "Okay, that's that. All right, cool. That's that. All right, now what you got? This is that." Because before the corn, there was something else that happened, and it was a couple weeks before that happened. That I had my driveway pristine, clean. Everything was super clean, and we live in that lake community, but we're a couple houses away from the lake. So I just left and went to Lowe's, and when I came back and I parked and I get out of my car, and there's cattails. You know how cattails grow inside the lake, right? So they shouldn't have been on my driveway at all. So right where I parked, there was the cattails, and I just had put a Sasquatch sticker on my bumper.
Oh, yeah. I got one on mine too.
It's just weird. It's just mind blowing to think this could even happen. And so I just pulled up, and I would have seen anything on the driveway. I get out of the car and I walk behind the car, and here's this cattail, full blown cattail that was pulled out of the lake and is laying there under my bumper. And I'm going, that is so weird, man. And so I took it in the house, and I kind of thought I knew what it was. I kept thinking that it got left for me, but I didn't know what to do with it. And so it was just sitting there. All of a sudden, these commercials start coming on TV about, cattails are edible.
Yeah. Aren't cattails the things that look like corn dogs? Is that a cattail? I mean, that has got to be the worst thing to ever eat if you had to eat one, though. That's like dried fluff.
Yeah, but I'm like, whoa. But what's weird about it is I go, how come they're telling me that these cattails that I just got are edible? Why is the TV telling me this? It's so weird.
That is weird. Then, that's something that I would have dared my brother and sister to eat when we were kids. Told them it was a corn dog. I swear.
Yeah. So I guess because I didn't do nothing with that, then I got the corn.
Whoa. Well, they knew you weren't going to eat the corn. I guess they saw you weren't going to eat that. They're like, something else.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another strange thing that's just weird that happened. So I can't lie.
We learned that you can eat a cattail now. Great.
No, I don't want to lie about this stuff. I got my kids, man. If I don't tell tall tales and know what they think of me, my wife, she knows everything I say is true. I can't come on here and lie about stuff and then, send her out to the grocery store.
Oh, listen, I mean, I'm absolutely and just blown away by some of the stuff you told us tonight, and it's actually kind of shocking when you're talking about eating the corn and then getting that connection, and you having that history of having studying the extrasensory perception materials and stuff, and knowing how to like tune in psychically to stuff. I mean, that's a huge good. It's a wonderful thing. It's a good tool to have in your tool belt when it comes to dealing with the Bigfoot and the dog. It is, and that's why I was trained in it myself. And yeah.
there's some good stuff out there if you get into positive thinking, because when we rode bulls, you got to know when that day you got a nice bull to get on, because you find out days before, what you're going to get at the rodeo. And he's already rode, you clap your hands and you think about, okay, the money's mine. That's the mindset that the bull riders take, because you can't be thinking, oh, he's big and I'm small. You got to think I'm big and he's small. That's the whole process of you tricking your mind into, hey, I'm going to ride this bull, because you can't look at what a bull's doing and then try to adjust but your subconscious mind can go fast enough to keep up with them. And
wow, that's actually, you're right. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was thinking of like, man, I've never not one time gone into the woods and like thought that like whatever's, I know I get a little weirded out by stuff, but like I've always known that like I have just as much right to be there as they do. And so like I never even doubt that. So I think that's what keeps me from being scared when I go out there. I'm like, these are my woods too.
Nothing's happened yet, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing about fear. The whole thing about fears, I think if they are looking for people, I try to say I like to control my fear, and I think I've proven myself, over the years. It always seemed like a test, and I always would do it to get it over with. I went skydiving, 3 times I've been skydiving, free falling and doing the whole thing. I keep it up, but it's pretty scary. But I did it. And then hanging all the iron and walking the beams and stuff, and that was always scary. I would do that during the day, and then I would be riding bulls at night and on the weekend. It's all in my 20s. Yeah, in my 20s doing this stuff. And
adrenaline junkie.
Yeah,
like me too.
Yeah, so I think they look for that if that's what they're looking for, and people that aren't gonna, because I'm on, what do I do? What do I do with this information? Like, do I tell on them? Do I tell on them? Do I keep it a secret? It's building up inside me, and I figured that since I started telling this since December, that it feels better. It feels a lot better. Almost feels like therapy getting it out a lot of times.
Yeah. It does. And it's not like you're telling on the Bigfoots and stuff, like, not like this is just stuff that I've talked about this all the time about not having fear. That's how I end every single show, is like, don't live in fear, y'all. Okay. Like, don't live in fear, live in awareness, and like know what's out there, but like, don't just live in fear, because that puts you on a low vibration. And the higher your vibration can be, and like, you get on that vibration of love and just like, in the flow state and stuff. It's a better way to live, just all around, not just around the Bigfoots and stuff. No fear. A little bit of fear will keep you alive, though. So
smartness.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
You got to know when to run. Yeah, I haven't had to do that.
I know. That's why I say get a healthy gut too, so your gut will tell you when you can run. You need to run. And I ran before. Okay, like I ain't that. I mean, I'm tough, but like I ain't stupid.
Ain't stupid. That's right.
Stupid. I'm not.
That's right. Yeah. So we haven't been out there to that place in 6 months because, like I say, we're having tests done on us and stuff. And if it's something that they're doing, or if I don't want to die from it or anything. But it also makes me think, when you look back into the past, say like when you in these towns, like in the city, you can't have, in city limits, as a code enforcer, they have code enforcement in the city where you can't have livestock. A lot of these towns can't have horses, can't have cows, can't have goats in a lot of cities, right? And maybe they started that in the past because of predators like these things. Maybe dogmen, hey, if you got these animals in the city limits, we'll end up with dogmen in the city. So they made codes like this to keep them out of the cities. And then I reverse everything and go back. Why is that like that? When I think of a big heavy time for them is on July 1st to July 10th. I think they're out there breeding at this spot. I think they come from everywhere, all the different byways that they can come, right? And probably the big males come to get the different females that aren't in their clan, so you don't get the the inbreeding, and then they go away, and then they stay there and have the babies and have the little ones running around there. That's why this comes to me, and kind of what I'm putting together all these times is seeing the information that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, I believe in that. That's exactly what they're doing there, and yeah. So
I, I agree with you with all this stuff. I think it's fantastic, and you've been around it long enough to like see the patterns and stuff, and so yeah. I mean, when I was out at that up in Tennessee, and we did that Skinwalker Cave investigation. And the lady's chickens were being taken out of her coop that was right at the mouth of that cave, which was not. I'm just gonna say it's not very smart putting your chickens right there, y'all. But
here's what I was trying to remember right now, and so when you they totally are after all the chickens. I know they are for that. They love chicken. I love chicken.
I like chicken too. I eat chicken every day, just
It
about.
was good, yeah.
Fried
But
chicken,
and then
grilled chicken.
when I look at the 4th of July, also, right? This last 4th of July, we were in Arkansas, and fireworks were going off everywhere in the town. We were in Bentonville at my brother-in-law's house. Fireworks were going off everywhere, and I kept thinking that he had something there in his creek. And me and my wife went looking through there, and we found a really weird trail. And I just kept thinking that something was on the other side, man. I could feel it, but let's get out of here. And then so it dawned on me that that would more be a way of keeping cryptids or critters from coming in town. Say if that's the time that they come, and you would lay off a bunch of fireworks, right? And to keep them away from the city, right? Because I think that story we got is kind of flimsy about why we have fireworks. I think that they do.
The ultimate conspiracy theory right here. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right. Well, think about them if they did this in all the towns at a certain time. This is when they're coming around. Would they would want to? Yeah, so everyone lets off fireworks to
get them out of here.
Get them out of town. Yeah,
and ring the bells to keep the reptilians away. I don't know. They've taken
another
thing.
Yeah. So another thing is too, think about like if they say they've always been zapping, right? And say people would be getting zapped in the old days. Well, they make these metal armors, full metal armor. Because I was thinking about getting something to wear out there. And so, yeah, what if they knew about these things a long time ago? And how do we stop from getting zapped by these things, right? So they make these big old metals. I'd rather have nothing on me and be fighting with a sword than a big old metal thing all over me and trying to move around. To me, it seems different. And then you see the frontiersmen where they have the buckskin clothes and they have the fringe. Right? I think I seen one time doing that, going like that, and that meant hi to me. And so I started doing it. I started doing it all the time. I saw a big arm go like that, and I saw a bunch of big hair coming down to me like that. And so whenever I go around with it out, I do that like that. But if you're up on a horse, right, and you got this clothes that has fringe all over it hanging down, and you're up big riding through the bushes, and that's all something sees, right? It's going to think, oh, it could think that could be another Sasquatch. I'm not a human. I'm not going to go there and mess with it. So I look at stuff like that, and to me, it makes more sense than the stories they have, because I looked up why they have fringes on those clothes, and it was just a look.
Well, it is quite sparkly. I love it. Listen, I back in the 90s especially, I had leather fringe denim jackets. I found a leather jacket. This is terrible. I found a leather jacket with fringe, and it was the exact same one that Joe Exotic wore, and I bought it at the thrift store. And I still love that. I need to put it in my Etsy shop. If somebody wants to buy that from me, y'all are welcome to have it. Okay.
That's cool.
But, I know, but that's a good point, because especially like the skunk apes and stuff, the more orangutan looking ones, they have long hair that hangs down their arms and stuff.
Yeah. So, I think there's a reason why they did this stuff in the past.
Oh, man.
Why were guns invented? Tell me exactly why were guns invented. I mean, that's probably when everything turned for humans and Sasquatch invasions, when the guns came out.
Yeah.
Right. I know. I said that one time on Facebook, and someone said, so they could eat. Right? But they grow, and they fish, and they trap, and they do all these different things to get food. So why would a gun?
Yeah. It's good theories, man. Hey, listen. This is what I like to say about this. Is like I think about stuff like this too, and I'll say it publicly, and I'm like, you know what? Because it may not, what I say sometimes like may not make a lot of sense, but I'm thinking about it, but in the future it does. People are like, oh, this, you were right all along about this stuff. I mean, there's nothing better than hearing my sister say, dang, Jessica was right the whole time.
Yep. Yeah. So I tell my wife this stuff and she just goes,
I know, man. Oh well, people just don't know how right we are sometimes, and,
right.
we don't either. We have no. I don't even think I'm right half the time.
No,
but at least we
you
put our thoughts out
You're probably a Virgo. You're probably a Virgo like me.
there. A Virgo. I'm a Gemini. Is that what you're
There
saying?
you go. My
I'm a
wife is.
Gemini. I just had a birthday.
Yeah,
I'm
my wife
wild
is
and
too.
crazy.
Her birthday was on the 24th. My wife, she's.
Oh yeah, she and I almost have the exact same birthday. Almost. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. It's, man, I have so much fun talking about this stuff and like just putting theories out there. And man, I am super impressed with everything you brought to the table tonight, Jerry. Man,
Thank you.
You're welcome to come back and hang out with me anytime on this show.
Oh yeah. If you ever need anybody to fill in, just give me a call.
Shoot, yeah.
I like the guy you have. I like the bigger guy you have. He's always got that cool laugh.
Who, Barry?
Yeah, that is who it is, Barry. Yeah, he's cool. He's really good. I like him.
There's a lot of guys to bring on the show that have a good laugh. Okay, they do. Yeah. Barry's got he's got a real hearty laugh, man.
Yeah,
and Barry's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to Barry. Was it yesterday?
Happy birthday, Barry.
Yeah, it was
Definitely.
Barry.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
For sure. But this has been awesome, and so I don't know. I wanted to ask you where can everybody like find you? Do you want me to send them to your Facebook page? Let's tell us where to find you.
Yeah, all I really have is I made this page on Facebook just to only show these pictures. That's why you don't see a lot of pictures of my family on there. Well, I show some when they're not with me, but it's not for my family and it's not for nothing else. It's only for the pictures I've taken hiking. Because I got off of Facebook, about 10 years ago and everything. I don't think it's good to put everything about it on there, but everybody can do what they want. Everybody's allowed to do what they want. So I just made this page. It's strictly for these pictures that I've been taking, and it's Jerry Brandenburg. I have one on there called Scary Jerry. I was trying to go Scary Jerry because that was my nickname as a teenager. The people call me Scary Jerry. And
I was wondering what that was about. I can appreciate it.
I started to make it up, but it didn't come on Facebook. So I just stuck with Jerry Brandenburg. But there is one Scary Jerry, but it's only got a couple pictures. But if you go to Jerry Brandenburg Facebook, you go on my photos and look at all the photos that I have there. Everything's real.
Let's see. Let's just pull. These are some of the ones we've already looked at tonight, but there's a lot of. These are a lot of the ones we saw tonight. So yeah. So y'all, please go over there and check this out, y'all. Go be friends. We are friends, Jerry, over here.
Yeah, definitely. And if anybody wants to email me and they want to get any questions to me and talk to me and everything, you can also email me at daltoninspections@gmail.com.
Oh, let me write that out real quick.
Yeah, DALTON. Dalton. Name of my son, first boy.
All right.
Inspections is plural. Yeah, inspections is plural at gmail.com. And I'll answer you.
Okay. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And it's a great way to get in touch with Jerry, y'all.
Definitely.
And so there we go with that. Man. Okay, well, let me stop sharing that. Man, I'm super, super, super blessed to have you here tonight. Cool. And yeah, we'll definitely do this again, Jerry, for sure.
Thanks, Jessica, for having me on because I'm a fan of yours and your show and everybody put on her.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me. I appreciate that. And what would you like to leave the audience with tonight? Do you have any words of advice for the audience when it comes to Bigfoot and all these encounters? Anything to leave the audience with tonight, Jerry?
Yeah, I would say like if you don't not into it and you don't want to do it, just keep saying no to it, right? But if you want to see it, and you can, and they'll put something in front of you, but you have to notice it, and I would say try and be safe though. Don't be doing anything crazy. But I think that you can see them and that they'll let you because think about this. If they have to be safe, they have to keep their whole thing safe, right? When they're trying to message you that it goes in day, they spread it out, right? That's how they can know if you're safe. I feel because they have to hide their whole thing. So just let it come, and keep looking at it and acknowledge it and just keep going with it.
No
And
fear.
it'll come to you. I think it'll
Yeah,
come to you. Mhm.
man. I love that. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. So much
Yeah.
for being here, Jerry.
Cool.
And yeah, I appreciate it. I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to talk to you again in the future about all.
Anytime.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I'm gonna plan a trip out to California within the next year. I'm gonna come out there.
Me
Okay.
and my wife will take care of you good. You just stay here with us.
Okay, great. And y'all come out to Georgia too. Okay.
Thank
We'll
you.
plan on that.
Will do.
Well, wonderful. Well, before we go tonight, I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. Y'all are fantastic. We have the best chat on the internet, by the way, Jerry. Okay. I am so
Definitely.
partial to my chat room, and
Yeah.
the best moderators and everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. And I wanted to thank everybody who gave a super sticker tonight. Michigan Sandman, thank you so much. Firewater by Design, thank you so much. And I want to also thank Angelique for being a member of the Hunt Club for 8 months tonight. Thank you so much for that. That is so sweet. And also, we have a brand new member of the Hunt Club. Thank you, Mark Wolf. Thank you so much. I saw you in SOR last night. And yes, I want to thank everybody who's telling me that they saw me on SOR. I was on the guest on Spaced Out Radio last night with Dave. And so thank y'all for being there. I see you, John. And Matt Langford is going to be my guest coming up in a couple of Saturdays coming up. So Matt's your buddy. Do you know Matt?
Yeah, I talked to him a lot in the beginning. Yeah, when I was in Arkansas, I talked to him. He's so cool. He's got the best stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Him and Stephen Hill is
Okay.
partnered up. Yeah, they're good.
Oh,
Yeah, hey,
Matt-
can I say something? Can I say something? Because I don't go to everything, so I don't know if I don't consider myself in the Bigfoot community, but I know there's a big Bigfoot community where everyone goes and they talk to everybody and see everybody and they know everybody. It's a community, and I did an interview last week with Jeremiah, Bigfoot Society, and
Yeah.
he told me something. He told me something that please everybody pray for him. Because he told me something, and I'm not at liberty to say it, but what he said to me is, please pray for him. Just say a prayer for his health. It was good, just a nice prayer for his health.
We will do that. I saw he was taking some time off, and so yes, everybody keep Jeremiah in your prayers, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's a nice dude,
Mm-hmm.
and so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'd say that you're getting in. I think you're part of the Bigfoot community. You have been initiated. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. We want to get around. We want to get around. Next year, we're going to go to everything because there's nothing comes here. You guys are all over there. Everything's in Florida, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. Nothing's over here really in SoCal.
I hear that. I know Javier with Cryptid 559. He's out of Fresno, actually. Him and his group, his cousins, they go out. They get some fantastic evidence over there. But they're near in the Fresno area, and he complains to me often. He's like, man, y'all always have all these events, and we have nothing out here. And I told him, I was like, well, have a town hall. Do it yourself. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I had my own town hall a couple months ago.
We could do that. You know who's here? It lives not far from me. Is the Moneymaker, but I don't talk to him. But I know he lives close. Yeah, I met Moneymaker. He's pretty real close to me. I work in that town where he's at, where he lives, and then there was Alien Con a couple years ago in Pasadena. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but we'd like to get something. But I think we're going to be in a motorhome, me and my wife and my kids, next year, just putting around everything.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. You can hit some of these. You can hit up some of these Bigfoot events.
That's
maybe
what we're going to do.
Georgia.
Yeah, we will. We'll be by.
Sweet. Heck yeah. Well, that's wonderful. And the Bigfoot is only getting bigger. Okay, the whole Bigfoot, everything. Somebody put me in a magazine one day, and it was like some kind of article. I think it was the Consul General of Denmark. I know it's weird, right?
Really?
But I met him at an event that I was at, and he put me in this article that he wrote. It's called "Bigfoot is Big Business for Small Towns."
Oh.
And it is, yeah. Everybody's embracing Bigfoot now. Yeah.
And you're worldwide. I heard you talk about that before. You know that we're probably worldwide, and it is.
It's worldwide.
Your show.
It is. We have people from all over the world that tune into the show. It is a blessing, man. It is so fun. I see everybody in this chat tonight, and thank you so much for reminding me too, Jane. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Okay, to everybody, all the fathers.
Yep.
Very happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say something before we go. I almost forgot, y'all. Okay, Jerry. So my dad, this is my dad. I've never shown a picture of my dad publicly before, y'all. I don't think, except for maybe where he looked like Jesus when he used to race racing cars. But this is my dad sent me this today. That's my dad rocking the Cryptid Huntress t-shirt. Okay, those are not for sale yet. I don't have them in mass. But my dad, there's a haunted. It's called the Containment Haunted House. It's free advertisement tonight. I don't usually do that. Out in Yorkville, Georgia. Okay, that is actually some land on this land that my family used to own. My dad went out there. They interviewed him today. This is Happy Father's Day. That's why I'm pulling this up. But they interviewed him for this haunted house thing. They have a zombie containment area out there with werewolves. It's just miles from the Pawnee werewolf sighting, the real Pawnee werewolf sightings. And they interviewed my dad for this event, talking about how it's not. We didn't really have moonshiners out there, y'all. But I think the moonshiners somebody poisoned the moonshine. And it turned back in like the 20s and 30s, and it turned everybody into zombies out there.
Oh, wow.
So Dad went out there today to talk about that, and he wore the Cryptid Huntress T-shirt to do it. Okay, so y'all are gonna see this all over social media for a while. Just be warned. But that's my dad, y'all.
I heard you say that he's the baller in town. He was the president of the Rotary Club. That's the business. That's all the business that's coming into town.
He was back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. He's retired, man. He's retired. He just piddles around the garage now. Okay.
Sound like a good man.
Yeah, he piddles. That's all he does now. And he goes and he, hangs out at zombie containment areas apparently now. But anyway, shout out to my dad. If anybody wants to go to that, y'all hit me up. I'm going to be there. Okay, we're going. Taking a trip to go get chased by zombies in October.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard something a long time ago. Someone cooked a bunch of stuff and had galvanizing in it.
Oh.
The pipes were galvanized, and that gave somebody a limp. And it gave a whole bunch of people that drank it a limp. And when you saw people that had this limp, you knew that they had that moonshine.
Oh, that moonshine. I have a whole shelf of moonshine down here. I just went to a moonshine event last Saturday at the Golden Pond Distillery. Shout out to Jimmy and Miss Susie over there. And they dedicated a bottle to my buddy Martin Groves. A dog. It's like got Dogman on it, and it says it's called the Beast Between the Rivers. And it's the real stuff. It's not the stuff you get at the grocery store. Okay.
If it says the Beast on it, I'm careful.
Oh, don't worry. I
You're
tried.
turn into the beast. You're gonna turn to the beast.
It's good stuff. I already am. I am a beast.
Yeah. I went blind on it. We went blind on it once in Oklahoma. My brother-in-law was a jockey, and they would cut while he was exercising the horses. They would come in and tip him stuff, and an old man tipped him a big gallon jug of moonshine that he made. Yeah, we both went blind for 20 minutes.
You did? Did you say you went blind?
Yeah, I was only 16 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was 16 years old. I was drinking it, and when we were going home, we'd already been drinking it, and I remember I told my brother-in-law, I go, hey, I can't see nothing. He goes, well, I can see. And then all of a sudden he goes, I can't see. And we went off the road and jumped this truck and wrecked this truck on the side of the road. Both of us were whiskey blind.
I've never heard of that. All right. Yeah, maybe I need to keep this bottle sealed. Okay.
Careful.
Yeah. Well, it's wild. Okay. Maybe I'll just give it all to my dad for Father's Day tomorrow. I'm just kidding. My dad doesn't drink. Not anymore. Okay. But anyways, I'm giving away family secrets over here, y'all. So, but yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. That is wild. That is wild. I'm glad. I think we've both been through our 9 lives already, both of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're at 8 at least right now.
I bet. Feel like
man. Yeah, so I'm just happy we're here. I'm happy we're here. And Jerry, thank you again for being here, and happy Father's Day to you. And wonderful. Okay, y'all. Well, everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight, and I hope y'all learned a little something. I know I always do. And I will see you guys back here on Monday. Okay, Monday with another live show. And so until then, everybody, be safe out there. Please don't live in fear, but live in awareness. And I'll see y'all back here on Monday. All right. Hey, Jerry. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.